Good afternoon, one and all, wherever you may be watching around this planet of ours for Adelaide Footy League action. Match of the round down here at Brighton Oval. Big stakes, high stakes, an important day for the Brighton Bombers, their past players' day and pride around all four teams in the Seas Reserves, seniors and women playing on the same day. Taking on Tree Gully, who have run hot and cold but find themselves in 4th position so far in season 2024. Jack Moore joined by Beck Northcott, and we've got a game in store with plenty of new faces on both teams. And gee, Brighton need a win, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, just with the one win for the season, but I mean, it's a beautiful day down here at Brighton. They have managed to knock off Tree Gully once before last season down here. You know, you've got the weight of all the past players here. Maybe some of that energy will, lift them up today, but at the same time, you can't really, count Tree Gully out of this at all, because they're just on a real roll at the moment, coming off a 50-point win against PAC.
We will do a full preview of this game coming up a little later, and stay tuned for interviews with both the Brighton coach, Brett Backwell, and the Tree Gully coach, Justin Machado, who will join us shortly. But as I mentioned in the opener, it's a very important day on the Brighton Football Club calendar, with Past Players' Day and Pride Round happening, and the women take centre stage. The men's game today is a bit of a curtain raiser, which is should see more of that, moving forward. We saw in the Soccer All Stars game the same thing happened last night, and a big crowd there. But we're lucky to be joined by the captain of the Brighton women's side, Maddie Kammerman. Maddie, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Shapes up as a big occasion. Your side in the women's undefeated so far this season, to the top of Div 3 after relegation from Div 2 last year. You've got a goal kicker firing in Ella Saunders, and you're coming off a couple of massive wins over Pulteney by 32 and Angle Vale by 42, and holding them goalless the week earlier. So a great start, and obviously hoping for a grand final appearance, knock on wood, and promotion back to Div 2 this year for the Brighton women. Just talk us through that particular program, how it's going, the new faces, yourself as captain, how it is to lead the team.
Yeah, obviously been a very exciting start to the season. 6-0 is pretty awesome. Obviously, after this game today, we're back to play everyone again, and obviously, going really well. Hopefully keep that momentum going. Still got a long season to go yet. It's been very exciting. We've had a bunch of new players join us this season, which is really exciting. Also, having a lot of juniors come up through the program as well, which is, again, I've used that word, it's really exciting. To see the junior program then flow into our women's team. It's really awesome to see, and what it should be about.
Yeah, so you've got some good energy around the team at the moment, I imagine. Last year it would have been easy to get a bit down, you weren't necessarily getting the win. So, we just got a bit of that, nice winning feeling energy at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to just sing the song for once.
That's it.
Definitely, and hopefully keep that momentum rolling.
So Adelaide Uni and Port District to come for the women's program. We'll move our chat about today more to the central part of the conversation, and talk about the Pride Round that you've got as a themed day alongside Past Players' Day, as we watch the final stages of the reserves men's happening, and the senior men, of course, not too far away here on Filming Footy. But the importance of Pride Round as it is, the theme, the inclusion aspect, bringing the past players back to make it a whole club focus. Really impressive thing that Brighton are doing. More clubs perhaps should as well. Just talk a bit about that, how that came to fruition, and your view of how you can grow it as a club.
Yeah, obviously really great. There's a buzz around the club today with obviously the past players here, and then having Pride Round as well. We obviously want to make Brighton a really safe, inviting and fun club culture to be around. So it's great to promote that today and get those conversations happening. And it's great to have the crowd here as well, and just the quad round as well, just to have all the men's and the women's team together in one day. It's really really great.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that women's footy does really well, and I think they do everything well, but I think especially well is that real inclusion and pride aspect has always been really strong in women's footy. Do you find that as well?
Yeah, definitely. We've been working really hard to promote that awareness of the issue and just like I said, create that really safe and inviting space. We want everyone to be able to play football with us because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. And just, I've found as well, people, feel that acceptance that they might not have always found in other sports or other clubs as well.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully days like today can just promote that even more. So we've obviously got the bag sale downstairs. We're also raising funds for a local organisation that are based just down the road at Marion as well. So just things like that can get us involved in the community as well is really great.
Organisation, just give them a plug. What is that? How can we access it?
Yep, so it's called the Queer Society, and they're an organisation promoting those gatherings and things for the queer society and those members of our community as well, giving them that safe space to go. They organise trips and things like that aren't always accessible. So really proud to be able to support them today.
As we see so often these days, women's football is really on the cutting edge of inclusion in football and in sport in general and leading the way. That's all we've got time for. The men's reserves games is just wrapped up and the seniors is on the way. And of course, our interviews with the two head coaches coming up. But Madison, thank you so much for sparing a bit of your time. Hope the day goes really well. A massive attendance already here at Brighton Oval. If you're watching live, come on down. It's a fantastic afternoon. And of course, then stay for the women's A grade after the men's senior game. Madison, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
We'll now head to the coaches' interviews. So we were lucky enough to speak with both Justin Mashotta and Brett Backwell a short time ago.
What can I say?
Yeah.
So we're into the interviews now? Yeah.
I hope we get the win.
Yeah, see how we go. Can't ever underestimate your opponent. It's like top of bottom of the table, but it's
they can be the scariest game sometimes, because even if they get the first 2 or something.
The one game that we won last year was actually our pride round and quarter round here at home. So it's pretty cool to see how.
And joining us now is coach of Tree Gully, Justin Mashotta. And what a season it's been for you guys. Up and down, 3 wins, 3 losses coming into today. Plenty of new faces, as we were having a chat about earlier. What's been the positive about that, and plenty of room for growth as the season continues?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Look, it's been a solid start for us with a fairly high turnover with our A grade. We've probably got about 6 or 7 regularly new players in the team each week. We've had a really good pre-season, good preparation. It's just continue working on our connection and getting on the same page, especially as a midfield forward group. Back 6 isn't too bad. We've got one new key defender in there, but I think it's more mid forward of centre that we need to keep working on our connection, and we're getting there. We're making really good inroads to get to the final product that we want to get to. We're continuing to just want to improve each week.
Looking at who you've played, you've only lost to the teams above you, so you can't really complain about that. Who out of those 3 would you really be looking to, put up a fight against and take down in the second half of the year?
Yeah, look, I think it's just really important data when you just get to face everybody for the first time each year. The first round is when you get a look at each other and have a bit of a takeaway of how they want to play, who have they got rolling through certain lines. And look, I think we've probably had a couple little areas that we need to work on against each of those opposition, which has been different. And for us, we're just getting the key takeaways from that, reviewing that and trying to fix that moving forward. And I think we're getting better and better in all of our areas. And look, we are still a work in progress, there's no doubt about it. But for a young group to continually keep pushing and striving to improve is really important for us.
Some fantastic insight from the Tree Gully's coach. This game shapes up as a real blockbuster, and we hope you enjoy it right here on Filming Footy. Thank you, Justin, for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Have a great day.
Cheers.
All right, here with the Brighton senior coach, Brett Backwell. And Brett, not been the season you've wanted so far, but still early. And of course, you beat this same Gully side here last season early on in a close match. So hopes and dreams for the remainder of the season, and what do you hope to get out of it?
Yeah, look, we're pretty realistic in where we're at as a footy club at the moment. We've lost a lot of players and a lot of talent, and we've got a lot of injuries. So yeah, we're pretty realistic about, for us at the moment, whilst we're out there trying to win, it's not so much about wins and losses. It's about trying to get some games into kids, teach and execute a game style that's going to be able to allow us to stay in games long enough and try and win them. So, yeah, we're up against it. There's no secret about that. And Gullies are a bloody good side. Justo's got them up and running, and you don't beat PAC by 10 or 12 goals like they did last week without having some talent. So, yeah, we're going to have our backs against the wall today, but we'll put our best foot forward and we'll try and execute some systems and plans, and hopefully we can stay close, and who knows, we might be able to pinch one again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great attitude that you've got. Like, you know what you've got. You've got injuries. You don't have the players, but you just run with what you've got. If things aren't going so well, what are the things that you still try and work on within the game? Are there kind of small things you still try and put into action, even if it might not be a day?
Yeah, I mean, we could throw 20 blokes behind the ball and make it, but that's not going to teach anyone anything.
No.
So it's still about allowing guys to play their role, get some time into some kids, and allow them to sort of execute what they do well. So it's focusing on the individual more than the team stuff when that happens. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we can put ourselves in a position to be around the mark and open it up in the last quarter and try and win the game. But if it doesn't, yeah, we'll just continue to work on our systems and try and execute what we can control. We can't control what Lukey Brown does or Tyler Martin does on the other side. So we'll try and limit their damage, obviously. But for us, yeah, it's just about executing what we can control, and hopefully that's good enough. If it's not, then we move on to next week and we try and teach and educate and just continually get better.
Yeah, and who should we be looking out for on the stream today from the Brighton side? Who's a star on the rise or someone we should keep an eye on?
Oh, normally it's Jarman Sakal taking hangers, but he's unfortunately gone back to the Crows. So
I saw that.
So that's another one we lose, who's just a ripping kid.
Yeah.
Jakey Tarker's had an almost year. Like, he's a freak. So he's one that could probably light it up. Well, hopefully lights it up. Tree Gully was his first game for us last year here, and I think he kicked 4 and I can't say what I was going to say, but he took the absolute so-and-so. So, yeah, he's another one. But, again, it's about us as a team today. Like, let's execute our systems and our structure and play some team offence, team defence, and hopefully it's all right.
Some great insights from the Brighton coach, Brett Backwell. It's a massive day here at Brighton, the past Players' Day and Pride around quad fixtures with the C's, reserves, seniors and the women afterwards. So, Brett, thank you very much for sparing some minutes out of your day. I know you're very busy. And all the best to Brighton for today and the rest of the season. Don't go anywhere, right here on Filming Footy.
Thanks, guys.
Perfect time. Div 1 Adelaide Football League on Filming Footy. Thanks to the coaches, Justin Machota and Brett Backwell, for their insights ahead of this one. It's Jack Moore alongside the women's footy expert. This is Beck Northcott to kick us off for this wonderful Saturday afternoon footy.
So up in the middle, straight away, Ruck's going at it. Tree Gully looking to get the first clearance here, but it'll only go as far as Blake Higgins from the Bombers. Looks to take it out wide. Finds a target, but from the wrong team, unfortunately. Back into the hands of Tree Gully. That was Zach Mackay. Great switch straight away, playing with a lot of intent immediately here, Tree Gully. Got a bit stuck in the middle though. Going to go with the old double switcheroo. Back to where they came from. Now with Heffernan. He's going to have to go down the line here. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to prove me wrong. We're going for the triple switch here from Tree Gully, a move not always seen in these parts. So we're back again. And we're going straight back down the line, looking for maybe Mackay or Penny. Doesn't find either of them, and we might just get our first stoppage here. So after about 7 switches, Jack, we got our first stoppage.
On the near wing, our men in green, Dennis Sester, and that was Rob Kane who threw it up and offered it up to the players, and they took the full invitation. Going after it, first of all, was the vice-captain Martin, coming out of stoppage and putting the hand out of fend and not getting a clear handball. It was the vice-captain, Jack Asprey, and a great tackle stuck by Book, one of the new recruits for Brighton this season, playing his 3rd senior game after being at Norwood in the reserves. Big tall fellow, one sock up, as you do these days. Teeth of goal, and there's a holding free kick happening, so the mark won't be paid. It'll go the way of the player who had first hands on it. So mark, free kick, take your pick. It'll be a first set shot for goal about 25 out, slight angle. We're right behind it here on Filming Footy. This is Tim Dixon, who's got a couple of goals in his 6 games so far this year, and plenty of experience coming from the Brisbane AFL competition, and played a game for Port and the Sandful, and that's why they put him in that team. A reliable kick in front of goal, and for the Bombers, who have one win in their 6 games in 2024, the perfect start.
Yeah, what a way to start as well. Yeah, it was a bit contentious whether it was a free or a mark. He probably would have just taken the mark there, but
on the Dartfish replay,
it was good to see that. His teammates getting around him, and that's what they need, Brighton. Get on the scoreboard early, put some pressure on, make Tree Gully work for it.
Our sponsors, of course, Dartfish on the replay screen, Sportal and Hahn, our scoreboard partner, and that scoreboard, one straight to Brighton. Clearance, it's a beautiful day, and the ground conditions are nice. Chain of handballs, bit of a party trick. O'Loughlin, Johncock, taking in a strong tackle was the ruckman and captain Penny. It's at half-back, Brighton, just biting off a bit more than they could chew, but they got out of trouble. Murphy finds Tarker, who Coach Brett Backwell spoke about as being a bit of a spark plug for this Brighton team. On the outer side, we've played 3 minutes.
Yeah, can he get them started here? Jack, he goes nice and long. He's looking for the goal kicker in Dixon. He's won the free kick again, so just using his body well early. I was going to kick into the pocket, but unfortunately missed the target. See if it'll be a throw-in. No, it will be last touch. Sounds right to me. So in the hands of Tree Gully now. They've got to clear it. Kick just went relatively short. They're playing on the far side of the ground. Looking to go long down the line. He was looking for Penny there, but that didn't find him whatsoever. Now the handball comes out from Nerlich. Does what he can to just stab it into the middle of the ground. Does very well in the end.
Yeah, they're all over him here early, aren't they? Those short kicks, just taking a bit more time. As Brett spoke to you about Beck, sticking to their structure.
Yeah, absolutely. So this sends them long inside 50. Wells is out the back. Can he collect it? Was almost beaten to it. Cleared up by Olsen, and we'll expect to see a bit of Olsen today, Jack.
Yeah, I think so. One of the players who are new to Gullies this season. And the ins and outs, Matthew Reid comes in for Jarman Seagal for Brighton, who's being called up by the Adelaide SANFL team. Here's a quick chance in front of goal, but Gullies are there in pretty good numbers. Just spills, he claimed it like a mark, not sure why. It went about 1 metre off the hands. Umpire will ball it up. Meanwhile, for Gullies, Jaden Martin and Damon Pitt are in for the injured Josh Spence and the omitted Braden Rashwell. The umpire goes to work, and the players do as well. It's a hot toddy there, and it's cleared out with the bright orange boots and the hair flowing in the breeze. And here's Tarker. He started like a house on fire. One player that you don't want to let off the leash early. Plenty of experience, a goal machine. See something he likes. It was a 1-on-3 in the end. Getting hands to it was Rivers. Really important cog in that forward 50 setup for Brighton is Will Rivers. And a beautiful tackle, and Heffernan was going nowhere.
Yeah, they're setting up very well behind the ball, Brighton. You can see from our angle all the defenders are right in their spot, which is how they were able to just turn that over from Tree Gully. It's going to be a bit tougher this time. Got possession now, the Gullies. Almost went over his head, but Nice kick there down the line. That is great vision. Straight into the hand of Tate.
The silky nous and experience from Luke Brown on that kick.
Oh, just too much for anyone to handle. But that wasn't too much for the defence to handle because Ty Murphy straight in the hands, Jack.
Right place, right time. Set himself for that kick. Gullies, we spoke to Luke Brown. He's only playing his second game of the season. Kicked 4 last week in his first. He's a bit of an everywhere man. Utility, of course, former Adelaide Crow at AFL level, talking about how the balance this year is more weight in the family with a couple of young kids. But his experience and silkiness just helps this Gully side as Brighton come out of defence. Broadbent finding Higgins. So they expect a lot from Lukey Brown and a few other experienced players do. Gullies. Dixon presents. Came at it in the helmet. That's West. And the kick just going inside 50, but Brighton have numbers there. Numbers everywhere. On the near side, Higgins wanted it. They just get themselves in a bit of a pickle for about a split second. But running off the wing, Aaron Warner. Handball over the top to Murphy. Can they run and go and stick to their structure? Perhaps something they've worked on in training. The kick inside 50, Carthy to Wellesby. That is some beautiful Brighton Bombers footy.
It sure is, and just the way they went straight from defence down the line. Yeah, you spoke about the structures, and I'd have to say they've probably just nailed their structure just there with all that ball movement.
Certain teams you match up well against. Brighton defeated Gullies here at Brighton Oval by 5 points this time last year in round 8, 2023. Wellesby is just away to the near side. So the first blemish on our Sportle and Hans scoreboard, 1-1-7. Gullies yet to score. We're here, of course, thanks to Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Dartfish on the replay screen, Farmers Leap, our best on ground, Archie's, Thongs, and Make Sure ratified. It's Jack Moore alongside Beck Northcott for Saturday footy in the Adelaide Footy League.
We're still looking for their first goal, Tea-Tree score, Tea-Tree Gully, I should say. Will it come this time? It won't. Just almost rushed the moves forward there and couldn't get the mark at all. So Higgins now got the job for Brighton. Sees a nice lead that he likes. Almost took it in the hands, did Will Rivers. He won the free. Led well and was out the front of the pack. Did it very nicely. So Rivers looking for Wellesby again. Couldn't quite get in the hands, but they move it well with the handballs. Carthy. Wellesby in hands, looking for a teammate. He's got plenty of time and space. He decides to launch it. Wellesby, and he liked that off the boot, and he likes the goal there. So the second goal of the game goes to Tom Wellesby, and Brighton, well, they're firing early.
Tommy Wellesby, 3 goals in his 2 games. In the Dartfish replay, we see a beautiful quick spin, lazy Susan-like from Wellesby. Went one way, cut back the other. Opened the goal face up beautifully, and he's been good for a goal a game across his senior career for Brighton. The former Plimpton junior played some footy at Sturt in the 18s in the reserves, and most recently for Port Magpies in the reserves after a stint at Mount Lofty in the Hills. And for Brighton, came into this game on the bottom of the table, 1 win, 5 losses after a 7th place finish last season. 2-1 to no score on the Sport Wuhan scoreboard. What a start. Penny couldn't get boot to ball. Locking it up in a strong tackle, the vice-captain Martin, allowing a Lachlan Johncock a no-exit route, dead end out of that midfield. The umpire comes in and throws it up again. Lachlan Johncock been hassled, perhaps a tag just to look out for there in the middle back. Lachlan Johncock, one of Brighton's top 3 dangers in this game.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it. You know, we've got to get those notes back to TJ about what happened in these games. He loves that.
On Between the Posts, of course, the Adelaide Footy Show review show every Monday night on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. Do some of your best work on there, Beck, as the women's footy rap expert. Make sure you tune in to that. Oh, there he is with a fend off.
God, goodness me, Ricky, straight away into it. Over the back now, Wellesby's got a little bit of space, takes the impact and does it well because he was ducked afterwards. And very smart play there by Wellesby, Jack.
You see that a lot in AFL level, and with the higher quality players, they know they're going to get tackled, so they purposely don't take possession until they feel the contact, knowing that the players tackling them isn't going to know they haven't got the ball, but they will follow through with the tackle. And haven't quite got a Dartfish replay on that one, but if we did, it would show exactly that. Wellesby knew the contact was coming, didn't take possession, forced the umpire into a call, and lining up for his second.
Now, I saw him kick some from 50 in the warm-up, so I know he's got the distance, and he does that just fine, but just a little bit to the left there, so just a point there this time, Wellesby. But I think if, the rest of their team can play with that intent, willing to take the willing to take the game on, they can do really well here. As Tree Gully, they're clearing it now, though. They've got a man in space. Got a couple of one-on-ones inside 50. It'll just drop over the back now and straight into the hands of Latham. So this will be their first real true shot on goal here, and we're quite deep into this first quarter already.
Coast to coast footy from the Gullies there. That's what they're known for, that slingshot off half back. And you mentioned the man with the ball, Latham, the one club player. He's kicked 212 goals in his 125 games for the Gullies, and 10 goals in 6 games this year.
So Latham kicks it from just over 40 metres out, puts it straight through, makes no mistake, and that's really what they needed, Tree Gully. Just some nice clean possession down the ground, mark in front, put it through, just simple stuff.
Darfish replay, the focus from Latham. You'll have to see that as a Gullies fan. If you're joining us as a Gullies supporter, hope you're enjoying the live stream. All Div 1 streams and a couple of Div 2 and Div 3 games I'm noticing too on the Filming Footy platform on YouTube, and of course dartfish.com.au during the week. Get along to those streams, have a bit of a look, but come back and join us because we're 12 minutes into this first quarter, and it's a barnstorming start from Brighton. They've put the invitation at Gully's door. What can they come up with? Gully's 4th on the ladder coming into this, Brighton 10th. Couple of wins separate them though, so a big 4-pointer this afternoon. Handball from Friday. Just coming out of the contest, goes the way back of Brighton, who just had about a 14-metre kick, and it found Zachy Mackay. The 250 games for Gullies last week, Mackay. Stopping and propping was Murphy towards the outer wing. Over the back, couldn't influence the contest. There's Tarker, he's buzzing around like a mosquito, trying to get involved. The captain, Carthy. What led to their first goal, this quick ball movement, but just going a bit too quick. They wanted Wellesby. It reminded me of last week in the AFL with the Saints. They want to get that ball inside 50 to get it to their best target, but sometimes the more you rush, the more that brings on a mistake. But some great signs early on for Brighton. They lead 2-2-14. Gullies 1 straight 6. We've played 13 and a half minutes here on Filming Footy.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Brighton at the moment, just good intensity, but you can feel Tree Gully coming. I think that goal just really put a bit of energy back into the Gully, so we'll have a throw in now. Far side of the ground, of course. They couldn't play on the commentator's side. That'd be far too easy. Ball's to the advantage of the Gullies end. Penny tries to slap it down. He ends up on the ground. Here they go now. The quick kick out came from Reid for Brighton. To no one in particular, so back into the possession of Tree Gully. Looking to go inside 50. Little flight from the back came from Latham. Didn't take it in the hands though. Brighton just slap it out of the way, and that handball just whizzes around from Nerlich. Does well in the end to get it to Chalmers. Chalmers just plays on, blazes through the middle. Bit of a torp off the boot. Interesting play there, but managed to launch it. Can they get it back to Dixon? He handballs it back into the centre to Rivers. Rivers throws it on the boot. Oh, almost liked it for a goal. Wellesby's out the back looking for the hands. He gets it. He puts it on the boot. And that's the second goal for Tommy Wellesby. So right place, right time in this instance. And Brighton Bombers, they get their third goal of the game. They move to 3 goals to 20 ahead of Tree Gully 1 straight.
Darfish replay. Jakey Tarker, all credit to you, young man. Keeping that ball alive, could have easily just fumbled it through for the point, but knew the importance of keeping it alive, knew he had Wellesby on the scene behind him. Wellesby and Brighton off to a blistering start on this Saturday afternoon. If you're in the area, come on down. Past Players Day, Pride Round here at the Brighton Football Club. They're doing some great stuff in the local footy ranks, and they deserve to be supported. Coming out of contests, Olsen, new to the club this season. Spilled the way of Reid for Brighton. This is McEnany inside 50. Wellesby's like a magnet for the Sheridan at the moment. He's everywhere. A blind turn out of trouble. Have they got 4 on the bounce? Not quite, just across the face. Gee, Brighton are on fire here. Brett Backwell spoke about sticking to their structures, sticking to their hard and fast rules, even if the game was getting away. They've got a 15-point lead in Gullies. It's a massive road trip in Adelaide footy, coming from Pertaringa all the way down here to Brighton, about an hour in the car. Here's Heffernan. And they've just perhaps arrived a bit late here, Tree Gully. Haven't quite woken up. Oh, he came in, stepped out. Might see that paid as insufficient intent in the AFL, but umpire's a bit more lenient here as Tape backed his way over the boundary. Our boundary umpires this afternoon, Wayne Steer and Henry Yelland, and the goal umpires Annette Greenshields and Chris May. The inside 50 now, running after it. He wouldn't sit for Harvey. Keeps chasing and tackled strongly but fairly across the boundary line, about 25 around from their goal.
That is the beauty of the footy. You think it's just lining up, going to bounce straight back up to you, and then it just goes the opposite direction. It's just great.
It's a cruel mistress sometimes, this game of ours. We love it so much. Throwing in, this is dangerous areas, and we've got a dominant ruckman there, the captain Penny. Wanted to give his midfielders first use, but no one wanted to take the handball. Short kick, called play on. That's Robinson, turning his way out of trouble with elite skill, moving towards a one-on-one. Lukey Brown down there, buttering up with a tackle. If they get the handball, they're pretty clear, and they go inside 50 now. Collision coming! Oh, he ran straight through, took him on, and he was gone. But the umpire in the right place at the right time. He might get a dartfish replay. Lukey Brown, the one-man wrecking ball, he was tripped. What did you see back on the dartfish replay?
Yeah, we're just looking back at it now, and I did think there was a cheeky little hand in there, just a little ankle grabber there. It's exactly what it was. And Luke Brown, well, he's rightly given the free there, and he was off, though.
Running into an open goal, so a professional free kick, perhaps. Just to make him take his 30 seconds and think through it. Lukey Brown, if you didn't know, one of Adelaide's most experienced players at AFL level, back with his hometown club. The junior boy giving back to Gullies after a promising and flourishing AFL career. He's back in his second game for the season, 5th goal in 2 games, and just pulls Tree Gully back to within 9 points on the Hahn and Sportal scoreboard. Dartfish replay, Luke Brown, a reliable conveyance.
Yeah, you can just see the professionalism there and the way he goes back. You know, that's a man with a plan, a routine, knows when he just needs to go back and put one through. So just what Tree Gully needed there, but they still have got a little bit of work to do as Book wins the tap up for the Gullies. Got it to Lachlan Johncock. Thought he was being held on to, but will end up back in the stoppage there. Maybe a little bit of frustration through the middle with seeing all these matchups come about. This time Penny one down. Little quick handball came out from Tape. Going straight back inside 50 at Tree Gully. Umpire's seen a free. I think Jack saw it better than I did. What did you see, Jack?
The kicker there, not sure we'll get a dartfish replay on this one, but Tyson Breeden with the inside 50 kick. He was just pushed in the back after he kicked the ball. Umpire rightly just maintaining his vision on that last contest. Umpire Rob Kane paying a free kick, and the ball landed at the feet of Brodie Latham. So a downfield free kick and a shot on goal for Tree Gully.
Look, that's why we're a team, Jack. You know, we've got 4 eyes on this game, not just 2. So we're all going to be looking at what's going on. Latham here, can he get the 3rd goal for the Gullies? Oh, that's a beautiful kick for goal and his 2nd of the day. So Brodie Latham just goes back and slots it through for the Gullies, brings them into line with 3 goals each, and now they will just trail by the 3 behinds.
Dartfish replay, beautifully well done here at Brighton. It's very easy to get tricked by a breeze coming across the beach onto the Brighton Sports and Recreations ground, but it's quite a still day this afternoon down here, and measured that well inside that right goalpost, courtesy of the interchange steward here at Brighton. Under 5 minutes to play. We've ticked into time on. As Gullies, well, they could take an unlikely quarter-time lead into the break after. It was all Brighton to start. Spinning into trouble, but getting away with it quickly was the vice-captain Martin. Flurry of handballs. West found tape from the boundary. It's going all the way to the teeth of goal. Wanting a free kick, but umpire judged that Plenty had eyes on the ball. Didn't infringe and got through for a rush behind. So the margin closes to 2 points.
Then they were both wanting the free kick there as well, which is always funny for me because, you know, it's like, well, if you both want it, you're both doing something wrong, so it's not happening.
Just cancelled each other out, doesn't it? Go the footy, lads.
Well, that's it. Well, that's what I always say. You know, stop worrying about who's on you, just worry about the footy. So Wellesby very far up the ground, and it goes over his head into the hands of West. West chips it in, but not to the right teammate at all. Went straight to Broadbent in defence for the Bombers. He does well to just slow it up for a bit, but sees something he likes on the far side of the ground, and fair enough as well. Had a teammate in plenty of space. They're going to have to go down the line now. That'll work just fine. Didn't have to go so far out. Went to Warner. He looks to go into the centre. Had Chalmers there. Just a bit of a arm chop there. Infringed as he tried to mark it. Chalmers was in a really good spot there.
And that's the kick where it often comes unstuck for teams. That one they go back inside the corridor. Another one that's come unstuck here.
And West, he just came through right place, right time. So Brighton just making things a bit hard for themselves there. And the kick again is going to come from Brown. Can he make them pay? Well, he'll just end up with the behind. So just getting out of jail there, I think the Brighton Bombers just left it right there for West. He almost just picked it out of the air.
Lukey Brown looking for his second on the afternoon. Tick towards quarter time on Filming Footy. Hope you're enjoying our Match of the Day coverage with Jack Moore alongside Beck Northcott and our production team. Down here at Brighton, we'll pay respect to our sponsors at quarter time. Big marketing contest in the helmet coming up to meet it. Penny, he was like a ruck rover. Cast in both roles of the same. The usage inside 50. Lukey Brown didn't have to put in any more steps than necessary. Took it on his chest, and he's got a Sharon mark right in the middle of his chest. He'll line up for his second. What work on the wing by the captain, Penny.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute utility, and, you know, he's a big guy. You don't always think that he can, you know, run super well, but he can. He just gets everywhere and just a real team operator.
So Brown from 45, that's never on line. It might fall a bit short. Warning in the goal square for Brighton to be set. Off hands across, and in the end, a pretty good result for the Gullies.
Keeps him in front.
I'll throw it in. The boundary umpire will go to work. Haven't had much of the play on that side in that forward 50 pocket. Umpires circling, just making sure they cover all their angles here. And the ball's thrown in. Lake Gully's goal to give them the lead. Would be quite a surprising result. The pressure's on, Collingwood style in there, tackling everything that moves. Gully's looking for that lead. They would have come here today looking, or maybe possibly expecting, a heavy win. Out of clearance, coming in to lay a strong tackle, but it's still there for Gullies. Warning bells ring out for the Bombers. They can clear through. Handball, hospital hand pass. Ooh. Warner was good. He got it back on the run to Venning. 1-on-1 contest. Got to win this. Can Brighton go from end to end when Gullies looked like they were going to score? Could be a Brighton forward thrust. Contact on for the kick, but didn't change the target. It was Chalmers inside. Oh. And no need for that. Mark was taken and wasn't in the contest. 25-metre penalty. So Higgins, we wanted to go. He does now. To about 40 yards. He took it straight down the throat of the Gullies defender back there. Looks like Penny getting all the way back, putting himself in the right spot at the right time. 25 minutes gone. Brighton by a point.
Yeah, just a wasted ball there for Brighton. Did not have to rush that free kick at all. Could have just stood there and taken the free. I understand wanting to play on quickly and get it done, but ends up just wasting it, making it harder for your team. Handball came out from Broadbent now and done the same thing again, just lining up targets well, but not from their own team at the moment, the Bombers. Now Gully's looking to go forward. Good contest from Chalmers. He's been popping up a fair bit at the moment, like what I've seen from him. He goes in again, but just a little bit of a hold there. And we all saw it. The umpire definitely saw it. Tree Gully with that quick play on. Mackay He's got options. A couple of forwards just got a bit loose there if he'd gone with a quick kick, but decides to take his time. Runs round to the right, just goes for that real hot spot type area. There's the whistle. Let's see which way it's going to go. I think it's going to go the way of Tree Gully.
It is. Get the Dartfish replay on that. It might be Tyler West receiving this free kick, and see if we can take a look. Umpire did signal a push, so I imagine going for the mark in the marking contest. Bit of a smirk on his face, West, like he almost thought he might have milked it a bit.
Oh, yes. There's real forward areas.
Put a bit of mayonnaise, the old forward craft, and Tyler West, very experienced, 13 goals in his 5 games this season. And after the siren, Tree Gully, this kick to put them in front. Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's really going to turn around the story of this quarter, which was mostly dominated by the Bombers. So West kick from about 35 metres out and just sneaks it through. So Tree Gully really getting out of jail on the siren. They finish with 4 goals 2 to Brighton's 3 goals 3, and they've just come in and stolen at the end, Jack.
Dartfish replay. See West putting through his first of the afternoon, the former North Adelaide under-18 rep, and Tree Gully Junior and 18's representative as well. And Beck, you are spot on. It's all about playing the whole quarter out. Brighton owned the first half of that quarter. Came out a bit hard, hitting those targets, and you called it well, Beck. They kept going for those kicks but started missing the targets. And when you start missing those targets, Gullies are a pretty fleet-footed side and can kill you on that rebound as well. But it's quarter time here at Brighton Sports and Recreational Reserve. Jack Moore and Beck Northcott on our Saturday match of the day. We're here on Filming Footy thanks to our sponsors, scoreboard sponsor Sportal and Hahn. Filming Footy for our footy stats, the Dartfish replay. Farmers Leap, best on ground thanks to Archie's. And make sure ratify it. Quarter time, it's Tree Gully by 5 points. Back with the second quarter after this. There's a male journalist who was like asking me a question. He's got banned now.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. But it's like, would you say that to LeBron? Like,
he would have you like removed from the country.
like, just think about it.
Clark is epic though,
Yeah, it's awesome.
She's just she's the human embodiment of like women's sport at the moment.
Yeah.
Like last night, that the A-League stuff, the men start at 4:30 in the afternoon, women it's prime time.
So good.
Because the interest is there more for the
Well,
women's
it's like
game.
those Matilda's players playing there, like in for Arsenal for the All-Stars, like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so good, and it's like, well, they don't need it because like the A-League finals, I think today, so it's
Yes,
like,
that's right.
you know,
That's the main event.
you know,
Yeah.
like there's a big men's soccer game,
And in the
like
men's
you can have
one,
that.
Newcastle took the piss and just played for kids.
Yeah.
Being 8-0.
Yeah.
Are you back on or?
You want to come back?
When they break from their huddles.
Yeah. I'm just put the score set in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the Women's World Cup is nuts.
Oh yeah.
So good.
It was Yeah. At like 2 a.m. Like, oh, it's on after work. Yeah. Yeah.
Prime time.
Yeah. Actually accessible.
Should have won that.
No. Well,
But even like the men's 2020 World Cup's on Amazon Prime. So it's like,
How's it going? Missed your dulcet tones over the last few weeks.
I don't know about that. Put your earplugs in on that side there. Good start by you guys. We had a chat with Brett in the pre-game. He was very honest. Do it. What? Do it. Saturday afternoon footy with Jack Moore and Beck Northcott and our production crew on Filming Footy. We're here thanks to the Adelaide Footy League, Sportal and Hahn, our scoreboard sponsors, Footy Stats thanks to Filming Footy, our Dartfish Replay, Farmers Leap Winery, Best on Ground Archies Award, and Make Sure Ratify. Looking out for our Mark of the Week, thanks to Bianco's nominees. Goal of the Week, thanks to Born to Build. And our Goal of the Day, Snag of the Day today, will win 1 kilo of sausages. Thanks to Jag Meatworks. Second quarter underway, and at quarter time after a hot start from the Bombers, Tree Gully stormed back, leading by 5 points.
Yeah, the start of this quarter is going to be really important. You can see either Brighton respond to what happened late in that first quarter, or Tree Gully, take their end of the quarter form and really blaze away with it. So these first few minutes, first few stoppages, going to mean a lot to this game, with Penny getting first hands to it here, getting second hands to it. Plenty of time to handball out the back to Mackay. He sends it long, goes in the direction of Tate, doesn't quite hit him, so Brighton trying to clean up early. Goes past the contest though, this time to Martin. Martin kicks it straight inside 50. They've already got a mark inside 50, Tree Gully. This could be the blaze away that I'm talking about. He's going to take the shot here. It's Latham. Of course it's Latham.
Mr. Everywhere. Eddie everywhere. It's Brody everywhere at the moment for Gully. He's lining up for his third.
So, early shot here is going to go to Tree Gully. Can they put an early 6 points on it through Latham? Going to kick it nice and long. It's just going to drift to the right-hand side, and that's going to be out in the full.
So umpire signalled touch, so it might have been touched off the boot. No, it's going to be on the full, as you called Beck. You saw it correctly the first time. Didn't need glasses for that.
Not yet, anyway.
Brighton bring it in. This is Murphy electing to go short and safe. Wasn't all that safe. And look away now if you are in the yellow and black, but it's going to turn out that way. But batted down, it might come straight back inside 50. Picked up off the ground, beautifully done, but the tackle was equally beautiful, and a quick whistle from the umpire to make sure the player didn't slam him to deck. The tackle laid by Chalmers, the one club player for Brighton. So hanging off this in the ruck contest, Penny is a fit individual, covers the ground beautifully. Martin took it, but before he could escape stoppage, it was a free kick in the ruck. It's Penny just getting on top in that duel alongside Book for Brighton. All the way, one hand to West. West is best in front of goal. 2 marks, and the big fella's coming up for his second goal and what would be his 15th through 6 games on the season. Great stuff in the contest in the Dartfish replay.
Yeah, just watching it back here, you just saw he got himself in the right spot, and it's knowing when to engage with your defender and when to get your hands up for the mark. Did it perfectly.
West to goal in the opening term. Same angle, different end, same result. Gully's pushed their lead a bit further out now, and Brighton need to respond on the Sportal and Hahn scoreboard as we watch the Dartfish replay of a beautifully steady kick from West. A goal machine in recent history, 140 games at Gullies and only 123 goals, but pushed into that forward role this year. As I mentioned, his 15th goal through 5.25 games, and named in the best a couple of times as well. So on the Sportal scoreboard, 5-2-32, Gullies up by 11 points. We've played 3.5 minutes in this second quarter.
So Brighton needing to do something here, trying to push through the centre was Brooke. But the free kick goes the other way, so Heffernan kick it out nice and wide. Just was looking over the head of his teammate and Olsen. Olsen just finds himself in plenty of space as he does. He's looking for West again, but the ball pops out the back. And that another goal straight away. Here comes that flood of goals. Luke Brown, it's not Luke Brown. Of course it is. So straight away, just got West, Brown, these real key operators from Tree Gully have started to fire, Jack, and this is where things could get dangerous.
Just waiting off the pack there, just edging that ball over the top, just praying the football gods it would come off hands. Smart from West on the Dartfish replay, just to paddle it over the back, whether he got a shout from Brown or he knew he was there. Just smart play. And Brighton's structure coming unstuck because there was nobody within about 25 metres of Lukey Brown. Put through his second. Margin just getting a bit worrying now. Gullies have stormed back. First 3 of the game for Brighton. Since then it's been all red and black. Needing a response out of the middle now. Tackle. Did it go a bit high? The fans thought so.
Early, maybe.
But White locked up Francis, and the umpire will restore clarity. Some blood just coming from the beak of one of the Gullies players, and he'll take a patch-up job on the bench as they do some running repairs as well. And Tyson Breeden rejoins his umpire, doing a great job waiting for numbers to be restored before he threw it up. Lachlan Johncock, he was held, but he was also holding out to this wing. So play on, the umpire said, well done. Wellesby's been kept quiet since his fast start. Pitt, through hands, moving across the other side of the ground and chasing after like a greyhound after a rabbit. He got there first, did tape, but Broadbent held him up. Equally good from both players. Umpire takes it. We've played 5.5 in this second quarter. All Tree Gully in the opening stages. Couple of goals on the board, Weston Brown. Both those individuals have 2 now for Tree Gully. And Brett Backwell spoke to us in the pre-game. Beck, he said they're going to stick to their structures, but when you've conceded 5 or 6 goals in a row, you possibly might want to change a few things. Let's see what they can do now as Brighton have fallen behind by 17 points.
Gosh, kick goes up higher than it does long. Gullies was sitting under it but couldn't take the mark, so it's gone over the line in the end. We'll have a stoppage. Almost dead centre of the ground on the far wing. Just wait for the umpire to get the ball, and this is your friendly reminder to always give the ball straight back to the umpire. And I will say no more about it. So throw-in comes. Ruck's contest. Penny, he's so good at just getting his hands there and getting that quick boot to ball. Makes it look too easy. Carthy, though, picks it up for the Bombers. Sends it long, was looking for Dixon. Had a nice one-on-one contest there. It'll end up with a stoppage. Not a bad result, really, for Brighton. Just some good metres gained. Can get their forwards set up. You can see Wellesby's gone quite deep to the square. He's looking for his third. They've got to get it in there first. It goes up. Good jump by Brooke. He gets really good elevation in the ruck. Nice pressure there from O'Loughlin Johncock, but might have just infringed. Probably feeling a bit hard done by because he's probably had a few holds against him that have been well placed away from the umpire, and then probably just feels a bit robbed that he's got done for something similar. But nice long down the line by Tree Gully. Coming through was Warner, but he'll just be out of bounds. So back where I started, Jack. I've just done a full circle down and back again to the middle stoppage.
Going around in circles in the past couple of minutes. This game just petering along. Gully with the momentum. Penny takes it out of the ruck. He says, I'll do it myself. Came to Verrill. Brighton have it on the outer side. Kick is long and strong. One-on-one, drifting back with the flight. Couldn't take the mark. Ground level like a fox. Picked it up and put it through. The one the Bombers needed. Jackie Francis, quicker than your eye could see on the Sportal scoreboard, and that is a vital 6 points on the Dartfish replay. Just swept through him like a hurricane. Came through and put it through. 6-2-38, 4-3-27 margin, back to 11 on the Sportal and Hahn scoreboard.
Just that speed from Francis, watching on the Dartfish replay, he just absolutely streamed through there, picked it up and put it through, and that's what we need to see more of from the Bombers, just taking those risks but then backing themselves in for those kind of moments. This time the clearance comes out from Martin for Tree Gully, went nice and high. It was easy for the punch to come from behind from Murphy. I've liked what he's done in defence for Brighton. He's very attacking in the way he goes about it. They look to centre the ball, but centred to the wrong team. It'll be Verrill. Sells a little bit of candy, has a bounce, no worries at all, streams through the middle of the ground. Looking for West, and he just does it all too easy in the end there. Just pockets the ball like it's nothing, sends it nice and long. He's going to end up in a 2-on-1. Great defensive effort there from Brighton. Clearing kick comes out from Carthy. Don't tell me it's gone straight back to West. It has.
Set play.
He just knew exactly where the ball was going to come back out, and he thought, no, I'd like another go at this, and got it in his hands.
And in all seriousness too, that Brighton D50, it's trampolining out of there once it gets past halfway for Gullies. They've got the height, but they're just not using it sensibly on the exit. And West and a couple of others, including, of course, Brighton and Penny, have just set themselves 50-60 out from goal to take these relieving marks.
So West is going to kick it just outside 50. Nice and long and high. Can the mark be taken because it's dropped short? Plays streaming towards the wall. Pops out the back towards Olsen. Still just looking for the goals, but great defensive mark there. They'll be taken by the Bombers. They do stand up nicely when they get the chance. That was Rivers.
Mark of the day contender for Bianco.
Oh, I'd say so. Oh! And we just had another one there straight away from Lachlan Johncock. He says, what do you mean mark of the day? I'm going to take that. Goes with the long kick. Doesn't quite find his target. So Tree Gully looking to stream back into their 50 now. And that's what they do. Might just see a couple of those marks again on the Dartfish replay.
Not missing much. Brighton taking an intercept mark in defence, but that Dartfish replay definitely worth bringing up.
Yeah.
Lachlan Johncock for Bianco. That's a mark of the day contender. Becky called it beautifully. Here's Brighton stringing the handballs out of D50. They were so good in the first half of that first quarter, weren't they, Beck? It came a bit unstuck in the second half, but maintaining possession, just trying to edge their way forward.
Yeah, they are. If they can get back some of that form from early in the first quarter, could make something of it. Plenty. Nice long kick. Plenty on it, you might say.
Ill-disciplined, another one. That's going to be... The umpire set that tone in the first quarter with a 25-metre penalty after the mark was taken. Player should know what to expect. He's paid it again there.
Yeah, they were looking for Wellesby with the next kick, but couldn't quite find him.
And circling back to that Francis goal as well, could be a goal of the day contender as well for Jag Meatworks. We'll highlight that at the end. Our goal of the day wins a kilo of gourmet snacks thanks to Jag Meatworks.
Who wouldn't want that? I mean, that's your dinner right there. Quick kick comes out the pack and it's going to go nowhere in particular. So free kick will go to Tree Gully because that is out on the full.
Indeed it is, in those cricket nets, and not a cloud in the sky. Brighton Sports and Recreation Reserve. That kick just hits the bootlaces in the goal square. So both clubs equally happy just to edge out of their back 50. No real risks. And both clubs have taken and they've come unstuck a few times.
Oh, you called it!
Martin drops the candy! Francis says, I'll take that! And I'll swallow it up. And I'll kick my second goal. On the Dartfish replay, Jackie Francis just on his tiptoes. Oh, look at him here, tripping the light, fantastic. came through, collected it, and put it through. And what is the opposite of a commentator's curse?
Yeah,
Which is,
I don't know,
just as I was saying, a short kicks, you weren't hitting. And, well, 5-point ball game on the Sportal scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't know, like commentator's premonition or something. You know, you've got the little crystal ball under the desk there, Jack.
Eerie.
God.
If you want a goal, sign me up.
Yeah, that's it. Doing a few little cashies for goals, but we're back in the centre now. A little bit of energy with Brighton. Lachlan Johncock, there he gets that free he's been looking for all day, and he plays on straight away from on the ground. Looking for Dixon. Couldn't quite take it in the hands, but right, that'll be a free kick. Sorry, I was going to say they've got the stoppage there, but it's the last touch out of bounds. So Tree Gully win the free kick, deep in defensive 50. They have to go with that nice long kick. No one really able to take it in the hands. They'll still be able to move it forward. There's a wall of Brighton players in the way though. Tapping it forward was Broadbent, did well. They'll go again, but just ended up in the wrong hands. I like what they were trying to do there, Brighton, but just couldn't quite pull it off. Looking for Brown, got good position, but defensive efforts from behind did very well. Going to get out of jail here, Brighton. Nice hands by Murphy. So a little bit of pressure there, but they've come out of it okay.
Gullies are threatening to blow this one wide open with the first couple of goals, extending that lead to about 4 goals. Brighton have steadied nicely under the guidance of Backwell, and some of their senior players rising up as well. This is Higgins with the mark on the near side, and they're only a goal from the lead again, the Bombers.
Yeah, they are. So can they just make the most of this real form they're finding here? Lachlan Johncock finds Wellesby. Wellesby, unselfish, goes into the middle of the ground. More unselfish play, gets it out to Carthy. Can he go it? Yes, he can! Otis Carthy, the captain's goals, and they call him that for a reason because, you know, they happen at the right time when you need something, someone to stand up. And watching the Dartfish replay here, I think the difference here was just a lot of unselfish play from a lot of the forwards. They went in the right spots, they kicked it, handballed it, got into hands of Carthy. He's finished it off, and he's got the Bombers back in the lead.
Needed a captain's goal to rise them in front, and they've just been fully rewarded as Coach Brett Backwell and the Brighton runner exchanging some messaging. They threw their right in this. They're up by a point. Gullies were threatening to blow them away in the early part of this quarter. Looking to get through, but unsuccessfully so. Wrapped up by White, who'll take the free kick. Just about 5 metres from the centre circle. Long kick inside 50. Gullies, all of a sudden at their door, off the ground. Desperation from Broadbent. They want this win. They need it. The appeals for holding the ball, they thought the Brighton player might have dived on top. Umpire benefit the doubt to the Bombers, but dangerous position. About 2 metres ahead of that goal square. For the answering goal to get right back in front, but coming out of clearance and kicking out to an uncontested marker in Harvey on the outer side. 1 point ball game, Sportal scoreboard here thanks to Hahn in the Adelaide Footy League. Replays thanks to Dartfish. Short kick finds Olsen. He's been pretty good. First season, played 52 games for Centrals in the SANFL League competition. Likes his chances here. He'll kick from just on the cusp of 50. We take a look at our commentary position. Jack Moore and Beck Northcott. And Olsen's got a couple of goals through his 6 games. Plenty of experience. 12 goals in his 9 club games for the Gullies. This one would be mightily needed. Christopher Olsen lining up from 50. Gee, the kicking action looked pretty true, but it's just going to fade across the right side. We've got a tight ball game, and we have a great ball game on our hands. We arrived here with Brighton sitting last on the Division 1 table, and Gullies in 4th, 3 wins, 3 losses. They've beaten clubs around them, lost to the higher clubs. Didn't quite know where they stood so far this season, but as we tick past 17.5 minutes, great golden fist out of play on this near side as they say, bang on the bounce. It's 6-3 apiece, and this game is right on, and the crowd are involved here. It's a massive day here at Brighton, of course, with their Pride Round and Past Players Day, and both sides are up for the fight.
Yeah, it's always good to see Good crowds down at the local footy. Here comes at Tree Gully. The kick came out from Hyde. Went nice and high, only as far as the Brighton defence, and play on nice and quickly. Looking for Harvey. He finds plenty of time and space, does not feel the pressure at all, does Harvey. Goes nice and long. He was looking for Dixon. Just haven't quite dropped in his hands in this quarter for Dixon. But that's okay, I'm sure he'll keep working for it. Here they go again, the Bombers. Send the ball into the middle to Book. He gets wrapped up straight away though, and that's a bit rough for a ruckman, just sort of setting him up in the middle of the ground like that when he was under siege.
First option handball back, got to give it, don't you?
That's it, but long now and out the back, well, who would you think? It's West. God, I know they say way out west, but he just seems to be way out in space at the right time.
Well, this ground does go north to south, so it's a bit of a curious case why he's dominating, but we are closer towards the west than we are the east, and he's putting his hand up early for the Archie Stongs, Tyler West. The strength, the positioning, it's more than that though. It's about knowing where to be, where the ball falls, reading that kick, and he is coming up for his third.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the footy smart to being the right place at the right time. So West, he makes absolutely no mistake, puts it straight through for his third of the game. And yeah, just building on what you said there, Jack, you don't always have to be the fastest forward or, you know, even the most skillful. You don't have to be able to snap it around your body, do all these fancy things. You just have to get in the right spot, right time, use your body well, get your hands up, finish off with the goal.
Best teams at the end of the year are usually the ones that hone the basics and really execute the basics of footy correctly. The big crowd packed in here on the balcony in our beautiful position in these redeveloped facilities at Brighton Sports and Recreation Reserve. Umpire throws it up, we're back in action in the middle. Book, he won a rare hit out. It's been all Tree Gully and Penny. Here's McEnany going long to a one-on-one. Caught at the back all of a sudden was Wellesby, worked his way to the front. Handball might come out. Chalmers was waiting for it if it spat out the back. It didn't. Umpire required. Out of the middle very quickly for both sides. Clearance numbers would be high on an afternoon. Lachlan Johncock going after the ball like it was the last thing on earth there. Needed to get it out, he did. Umpire was hovering because he dived on it, but it comes out to Gully's. Handball misses. Next one's got to be good. Asprey didn't get a chance because he was taken high. Looks to play on quickly on the outer side. Has a marking target, goes there now. Working his way back and assessing the next option. It's Mackay. What's he got forward of the ball? Brighton have pushed a spare number back broad, Ben, so he needs to just slow things down. Kicks across the ground. They've lost about 5 metres, but they want to go forward now through Olsen. Does the dipsy doodle, sells 2 Brighton Bombers defenders into a bit of a pickle, and he's got it again. Christopher Olsen. Oh, what a play, middle of the ground, coming out to meet it. Strong hands, couldn't mark it. It's at ground level, and they're hustling and bustling after the ball. Came to the captain, Carthy, on the outer side. Boundary line's the danger, and it wins today. And the umpires will confer just to see if it was touched prior to going out. And it is, so no one's ball. Boundary throw in. We've played 21.5. This game is flying by.
It is.
It's very entertaining on the Sportal Hahn scoreboard. Gully's lead by that solitary goal.
And just getting a bit tight here, getting a bit intense in this game, I reckon here. But I think Brighton have just, you know, got that vibe about them that they're in the game, and it's just given them a little bit of a spark. So stoppage will come to no real advantage, but getting it first in hand was Francis. Ball comes long, just being punched out the back of the contest. Kick goes for Wellesby, but just ill-timed and went straight into the hands of Pitt.
And Beck, you called it beautifully just then. All the Brighton losses this year, there was one to Sacred Heart by 42 points. All the other ones have been less than 5 goals, and 3 of them have been less than 3 goals, which says they're in games, just need to play 4 quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was, you know, looking into how they were going, it seemed they were just being really inconsistent. Just have not played 4 quarters. I've seen them, you know, really dominate quarters and then just get blown off the park. So, you know, all it's going to take, I think, for the Bombers, you know, it looks all doom and gloom, bottom of the ladder, but I think they can put in a real 4-quarter consistent effort. They can clearly match it with, you know, these better teams than them on the ladder. Ball dropping short of the contest. The Tree Gully quick soccer comes out. Brighton, they can make something happen here through Higgins. Higgins goes long. There's plenty of Tree Gully operators there ready to clean it up. So just not finding the right target up forward at the moment. Probably need to just hold it up a bit, play a bit more kick mark footy. What can they do with it this time? They've got the turnover again. Handball came out from Book. Going to the centre of ground, just making it difficult for each other at the moment. Brighton, when they're getting opportunities. Olsen, he just chucks it on the boot quite literally. Had out the back there, Martin. Crowd wanted a push. Martin's going to end up with it, just snaps it on the boot, but it will just be a point.
He's going after that Jag Meatworks goal of the day, if that was the case. Jack Moore and Beck Northcott alongside our production team for filming footy on this Brighton balcony down here at Brighton Sports and Recreation Reserve. The women's game was the main event this afternoon, so if you're in the area, come on down. Plenty of footy yet to take place here at Brighton. They've got their past players day, the club rooms are packed out, and Pride round as well for Brighton. So a big day on their calendar, and the players are living up to it so far. We mentioned with Brighton some of their losses have been pretty close encounters last week. A very tight loss, going down by 16 to St. Peter's and pushing Payneham all the way, going down by 20. And that marquee resume win, their only win of the year, but it was against Golden Grove. They've got the talent. Can they string together the performance? They've strung about 3 or 4 marks together here and set 70 out. This next kick is the most important one. Wellesby attacks it with vigour, takes the mark on his chest, 40 out.
Look, I don't want to say I've really talked them back into this game, but I said the quick kick into 50 is not working. Kick mark, get it forward, bang.
Tommy Wellesby, chance to put through, which would be his 3rd goal. 2 in the opening quarter. Credit to the direct opponent for keeping him pretty quiet in the past quarter and a half, but he's been buzzing around looking for that footy. 25 and a half gone, less than a couple of minutes. This would bring them back to a 1-point gap heading into half-time and give them plenty of hope of a positive result, but it fades left-hand side. So Sportal scoreboard, 1 straight kick the margin, 6-4-40, 7-4-46, thanks to Hahn. Ultra low carb, how good?
That's it, so straight with a big kick, trying to get it out of that Brighton 50 at Tree Gully, playing right in front of us now, which is nice. We'll get a stoppage, almost right in front of our, no, not a stoppage, sorry, it was a last touch into the hands of Bennett. Bennett plays on pretty quickly. They know there's not much time here. Francis for the Bombers, he's got someone on really long, all on his own. There's going to be plenty of players there by now though, so almost out of time. Almost ran away with it, did McEnany. Oh, they're desperate for it now, the Bombers. There he goes again, does young Ethan. And he's going to get done for holding the ball, which I don't really mind, to be honest, because you can see in 2 or 3 of those contests, he just had absolute intent for the ball, put his head over it. He wanted a goal there so badly. And there he goes again with the smother straight off the kick.
Yeah, they're on to it, aren't they? Brighton have come with that real spark. I've had them a couple of times. They've gone up, they've gone down, they're all desired. The desires, the sparks there. You can get that from the big crowd, the expectant crowd. They need a win. Last on the table, Brett Buckross spoke to us about really challenging his guys to play that 4-quarter effort, and that, well, he expects more from this group, and they're showing it in this first half. 27 and a half gone, almost half time here at Brighton Oval. Goal to put them in front would be what they would have required, and would have been another point as well, because it is a 1 straight kick margin. Blake Penny, right place, right time. Half time will go around the grounds, thanks to filming footy, all Div 1 games and a couple of other games, including a Hills Footy League game and a Division 2 game, all live stream right now on filming footy. There's the half-time siren. And in our main game, no wonder it's game of the round. These two sides mismatched in terms of ladder position, but they certainly a lot closer than that on the ground. Wow. 7-4, 46, Tree Gully. They take a 6-point lead into half-time. Brighton 6-4, 40 on the Sportal scoreboard. We are here thanks to our match day sponsor, Filming Footy. Footy Stats powered by Dartfish, providing analytical data for all sports in football. There are over 700 coaches nationally using our Dartfish analytics to improve their coaching. With Filming Footy Stats powered by Dartfish, you can watch your highlights, analyse your opponents. All of your stats are complemented by a complete playlist packaged with vision to match. Taking a look at the goal kickers at half-time, and West has 3 for Tree Gully. Lukey Brown has 2. Latham with a couple of his own. While on the Brighton side of things, Tim Dixon with the first goal of the game, Wellesby with 2 first-quarter goals, Francis with 2 second-quarter goals, and Carthy with the last goal for Brighton. Got a beautiful second half lined up, don't we here, Beck? It's been a fantastic game so far.
Yeah, absolutely, and Brighton have well and truly taken it up to Tree Gully, and the pressure was always going to be with Brighton to, bring it up to Tree Gully, team above them on the ladder. Brighton, down the bottom, but I think they've responded really well. There was probably a point in that quarter where I thought it could all start going a bit downhill, but they really stood up and held themselves in this game. I think that goal from Otis Carthy for me was a real moment where he just said, no, we're not going down without a fight, let's go boys kind of moment.
Just put him on his back, and that's one of the things that Brighton have. Players like Wellesby, players like Rivers, they're players you can follow into any contest. So been a really good performance by the Brighton Bombers in this opening half, especially with a tough away trip to Port District next week. So they need to get the win today. They could risk being, cast aside on the bottom of the Div 1 Adelaide Footy League table. Let's take a look around the grounds at half-time. Port District 33, Payneham Norwood Union 47. It's just gone half-time in that Glenunga game against Sacred Heart, and we'll bring you a live score when we come back. Prince Alfred and Golden Grove by 2 points at half-time. Goodness me, that's a blockbuster to catch. St Peter's 54, Broadview 30 at half-time. And you can also watch some Hills footy. Lobethal are taking on Mount Lofty. That one's all tied up. And Salisbury North taking on Athelston with that game beginning at 4 p.m. So you can jump across there after we're finished here. But at half-time in the Div 1 Adelaide Footy League, Brighton and Tree Gully. It is Gullies by a goal. Join us again very soon for the second half.
Welcome back to Brighton Oval. We're at halftime here for the Div 1 clash between the Brighton Bombers and Tree Gully. And, well, maybe not quite how viewers thought this one would go, because it's only a 6-point ball game at halftime, with Tree Gully 7 goals for, leading the Bombers 6 goals for. I'm Beck Northcott. I'm here with Jack Moore. And Jack, how did you see the first half?
Well, match of the day for a reason. You've got the big production outfit here at Brighton Recreation Ground, and the two teams, they know the spotlight's on, the cameras watching, because they've shown up and given us a pretty good spectacle. Both sides have gotten out to 3-goal leads. They've been pegged in and dragged back, and as you mentioned, a 1-goal game at half-time, and all set up for a fantastic second half. Just plug our sponsors, of course, because without them we wouldn't be here. Our scoreboard sponsor, Sportal and Hahn. Filming footy stats, Dartfish, Farmers Leap Winery. Our best on ground, of course, pair of those Archie thongs. Make sure ratify. Our goal of the week brought to you by Born to Build. Mark of the week, Bianco, and our snag, our goal of the day, thanks to Jag Meatworks. All of those awards and a beautiful wrap of the week in amateur footy on Between the Posts. Monday night, third quarter action. Here's Beck Northcott.
Oi. Penny in the ruck up against Reed, both getting hands to it, but no real advantage. Bit of a clash in the middle between Carthy and White. Free kick. Gonna go the way of the Bombers. So Carthy wins out in that contest, kicked an inspiring goal in the second term. What can he do in this quarter? Well, he's kicked it to the opposition, which earned him a come on boys from the balcony.
Yeah, they're here in number, aren't they? Reminder to our viewers, past Players Day, guest speaker, Pride Round. It's all happening at Brighton today.
It is.
And again, another reminder, the women's senior game, they're undefeated. They're taking the field after the men's in the main event. So if you're in the area, come on down.
Very exciting to see. Nice mark by Nerlich. Had options by hand, but he decides to go by foot. Just ended up dropping a little bit short of Carthy. Had a little bit of work to do. Murphy, who's been really solid in defence, now hands out to Higgins. Higgins looking to go long. Didn't quite find Dixon. Just hasn't dropped in the right spot for him, though. Francis threw it on the boot, but just a minor score.
That would have been hard to beat for the Jag Meatworks goal of the day. Put the Velcro dots on the hands, and he just picked it up Inspector Gadget style. Just, I'll have that, thank you very much. Just couldn't be too composed of the finish. But Sportal Hahn scoreboard, 5 points. It's Gullies just with the advantage. Their nose in front. Nose of a wolf. They're the Wolves, aren't they, the Tree? You don't hear it very often, but that's the official club mascot. The nose of the wolf is just ahead of the Bombers, who are circling in the skies. Clear blue skies, Adelaide Footy League action, Division 1. Wherever you may be joining us from around the planet. It's been a pretty good game so far. Brighton desperate for a win. Port District away next week. 1 win for the season. They need this. Here's Carthy. Can he inspire his troops? He tries to, but he's not getting through that tackle. That's a tough tackle. It's a Jack Moore tackle of the day. Haven't got a sponsor for the tackles,
We'll have
but
to find one.
Tyler Martin, the vice captain, just closing the jaws of life. Penny out of the ruck contest. Kick went long enough, but turned over. So straight to Murphy. Played some footy at Glenelg in the 18s and the reserves. Ty Murphy. First goal of this third quarter. We're still awaiting it. We've played 2.5 minutes on the Sportal Hahn scoreboard. 30 out from goal. Set themselves. Eyes up. Who can take it to Gully's jumper underneath? Not quite red and black, is it? It's more of a red and grey on their away strip. Umpire found a free kick, so that'll take the benefit of the doubt. We've ticked almost towards 3 minutes, and Gully's lead by 5 points.
Yeah, look, I'm glad they've gone with the grey strip, so we haven't got, you know, the double blacks against each other with just the strip there. But now Brighton looking to go long. Wellesby's at the back, probably just not quite where he wanted it. Puts his head over the ball anyway. Good second effort.
Double black spec. Some bad nightmares and memories coming from that particular phrase.
When I said that,
you know.
I had a bit of PTSD there, but that's okay. Ball pops out the back now. Tree Gully with some work to do. A couple of harsh bumps in there. Ball was looking for Mackay. Spoil was enacted, but managed to come out with the ball. Nice one-on-one right in front of us. At the back was Latham.
Professional. Plenty did beautifully. Just to guide it over the boundary. Knew that if he kept it in, would have been pinged holding the ball. So they'll reset. Strong start to this quarter by both sides, Beck.
Good to see. Ball will be thrown in right in front of us. We got the perfect view of this one. Didn't even end up with the rucks in the end. Just a little bit of punch came through from the side.
Umpire in a great spot, wheeling around from that boundary throw. Umpire's boss, Colin Rowsome, would have loved to see that, and in the right spot, just to see the arm draped over the shoulder, and a high free kick going the way of Tree Gully here.
Yeah, we've had umpire appreciation round, but you can appreciate the umpires all year round, is what I say.
Shock horror.
Brighton go long. Wellesby again just couldn't get himself into the right spot. Handball comes out the back to Martin. Martin has to work even harder for it. This time it comes to Mackay. He sends it nice and long, positioning himself well under the ball. Well, that was Penny. He does it so well.
Everywhere.
He is. Nice kick, just drops it in. And of course it's to Luke Brown. So there's two real smooth operators, classy operators from this team coming together there and just set up a nice shot on goal by Brown.
Yeah, Darfish replay if we can on that Penny kick. If we can't, I'll step you through it. He just took the mark. It was delivered beautifully. Just took a few seconds, didn't wait too long. And he put it in a spot where Brown just couldn't help but run onto it.
Yeah, it's just good to watch. It's just, yeah, two experienced players just making it look all too easy. And Brown, well, didn't make that look a bit all too easy. Just drifted to the right-hand side. But just be the behind there this time to Tree Gully. Takes them out to a 6-point lead.
Indeed, Sportle and Hahn scoreboard. Incisive kick coming out of the goal square, but it finds its target. Sammy Venning, one of the new Bombers in 2024. Just conservatively enough. Don't want to take too many risks, but also want to measure these kicks if you can. This is Francis. Couple of second quarter goals. Push back to half-back. Wellesby up the ground. Setting and propping, and a lovely mark. Beautifully done, taken. That was Brogdon. And he'll get himself up and look perhaps for a short kick. Oh, he stubbed his toe. Didn't get the footy. He dropped it even.
No.
And now he's taken down. Embarrassment.
No.
Save the blushes. Umpire will reset. And you won't want to watch that back on the Darfish replay.
Oh, we've all had those real clanger moments. Goodness me, it's even worse when they get caught on film sometimes.
Here is the Darfish replay. Apologies to the family of the Tree Gully player there. He dropped himself back to half-back. Just got a nosebleed being in the forward half of the ground. Okay, that's a beautiful mark. Almost to the Yanko mark of the day, but he couldn't take on the second time of asking. Carthy, like a battering ram, he came through. Handed off to Higgins. Oh, it's Route 1 footy as Murphy's kick just undid all the good work. Intercept mark taken by Heffernan, and they're away on the outer side.
Yeah, they've had a few of those moments today, Brighton, where you thought they were away and just at the last minute things just don't go to plan. This time the handball from Chalmers goes out wide, looking inside 50. He's forwards at the front of the pack. It's Dixon. Mentioned a few times, they just haven't fallen quite into his hands in these last couple of quarters. He got the first goal of the game for Brighton, but the ball just isn't just sitting in the right spot for him after that.
Yeah, been well marked down there. Just getting a look at exactly who his opponent is there. It might be Martin, the vice captain, with the direct match-up. So a good job, and he's winning that duel against Dixon after you mentioned it. You called it beautifully. A hot start, first goal of this game. But we've played 8 minutes and we're still awaiting the first goal of this third quarter. Is it going to come now? It's just falling a metre or two short of the direct intended target. Tackles hard, but not too hard. And didn't slam him into the turf, just locked on him. Took him down. Umpire said that was okay. Just tripping the light fantastic with that. Just making sure you don't fall foul of that tight rope. Coming in Higgins. At the back he was waiting for it indeed. Over the ball, nobody really wants it. A couple of sets of hands on that one, ball up.
Yeah, just good contest around the ball, I think. Everyone's trying to get their hands in there, you know, get involved with it.
So Brighton hanging one back at the stoppage. It allows West to run onto it. Wellesby's dangerous and just shoveled through. Gee, throw-like almost in the air. Had to be really careful. That tap. Just paddled it through, and lucky the umpire was in a generous mood. So Gully's 7-5-47. Brighton now one straight kick away from the lead. They're 6-6-42 on the Sportal and Hahn scoreboard.
Oh, can they try and lock it in here, the Bombers? They did it well in the first quarter when they were kicking down this end. You can see them try and set up their defenders yet again. Running at it was Friday. Couldn't quite get it though, but it's still in the hands of Tree Gully. Oh, well run there. That was Latham. He's had a great day out, has young Brodie for the Gullies. Finds a nice short option in Olsen. Olsen runs around it. He's called to play on, which is fair enough because he went off the mark. Oh, and just almost a little bit of carnage down there. Flying through the air was Ty Murphy. I hope he's all right for the Bombers because he's been a real beacon down there of hope for the defenders for the Bombers as try and make something happen. Umpire's called a holding free, and it is going to go the way of the Bombers by the looks.
Yeah, no advantage. Starfish replay if we can, but it was a hold as that marking contest came out moments ago down at half back. The direct opponent there of Tyler West, it might have been Murphy, not too sure who it was, just got in the way of his teammate, and by marking West out of the contest, just made the teammate do a bit of a 360 in the air, and it was Murphy. Just getting attended to and making sure he's okay, but meanwhile, here is the man we were talking about, Dixon.
Dixon, maybe we'll just work him back into the game.
The crowd loved it. Goal umpire didn't.
Loved it a bit too much, so it really threw
is
me
the man
off
with the flags.
So Dixon, good to see him have another shot at goal though. Just maybe work himself back into this game.
11 gone, still no goals in this quarter, Ben.
No.
Dixon arm wrestle.
It really is, and I think it's up to Brighton to make a move here. They've had all the action inside 50, just haven't been able to convert into a big one. Higgins, he got it back to Murphy. Good to see him up and about, and that's not the best kick, unfortunately, there from Higgins. So it's going to be out on the full, back in the hands of Tree Gully.
So Cody Tate. Again, both sides singing from the same hymn book with their exits out of D50, those short kicks.
Oh.
They've come unstuck a couple of times. A memorable one for that Francis goal in the second quarter. That one just reaches its intended target, but that one doesn't. Spoil, boundary throw in. Brighton are hot. They're all over the back of their direct opponents, and they're 4 points from the lead. As the Brighton fans start to trickle back onto the balcony after guest speaker here at Past Players Day. Saw Brett Maher, former Adelaide 36er, and spent some time in the NBA as well. Brett Maher. Here's Brighton. Can they push their nose in front? Oh, waiting down. Francis being one of their best, going all the way to goal. He's taking it. No, across the line. Score review. Thank you. Let's order that one up. Starfish score review. But it's a point. So the margin closes. They've kicked about 4 straight points now. 3 points. The gap was 7. Or a straight kick it was at halftime. 6. Here's Brown on the near side. Wing to wing, end to end. Just cutting back inside, left, right. Stamping the authority and waiting for an option to appear. It was beautifully done by Brogdon, and he found tape. Moments ago was at half back. Looking for more options.
Ooh.
Saw one, out of side. Ball didn't get there. Running onto it, cutting inside. Drifting back across the face. The initial move was great. The finish, less than spectacular. Margin just balloons back out to 4 points in that Sportal and Hahn scoreboard. 13 minutes played, and we're still waiting our first goal of this third quarter. It's a tight tussle.
Yeah, it is, and you'd be forgiven if you thought this game might have been a bit of a blowout in favour of Tree Gully based on previous results. No one would blame you, but Brighton, they are absolutely taking it up to the Gullies. I really like what I'm seeing from them. Kick goes in the direction of Wellesby. He'd love another goal or just to be involved in a goal here. Give his teammates some forward momentum. Here comes the ball towards goal. Is it going to go straight through? It is, and that's the goal we've been wanting, goal we've been asking for, all these inside 50s. And they finally managed to grab one, and it was through Aaron Warner.
Yeah, beautiful, and credit, I mean, the kick from Warner was measured beautifully, but Lachlan Johncock, Darfish replay, right on the goal line, got his body in between the direct defender, which was Martin, and the ball, allowing Martin no chance to run back and stick a fist up. So great team play. We were chatting at half-time to the timekeeper here. Lachlan Johncock is one of those players in close games. It's where he plays his best footy because there's something on the line. Unfortunately for Brighton, they've been in some games which have been not too close in recent times, but their only win this year has come on this ground against Premiership fancies Golden Grove. So back at your door, Gullies. Olsen, clearance. West got rid of his direct opponent early, then went back to get it, but it wasn't there. Came again. Latham goes in again. Oh, he's dived on it, but the ball came to a Brighton player. Doesn't matter. You went down first. You go down first, you'll get yourself in trouble.
That's it.
In footy and in life, and this is Brogden. You don't want to be down at the bottom. Nothing good down there. And away to the outer side. Oh, off hands. Martin tried to half claim the mark, knew he was never going to be paid it. That kick around the body met its target. A look away kick. Look away handball. Robinson, Mark. And now Olsen. Played some footy for Norwood and Centrals, plenty of experience. That kick hits its target as you would have expected. Vice Captain Asprey, it's a one-on-one. Didn't quite get in the back, used the body to perfection. It might be tape over there on that. He's covering some grass. Two hands, Mark. Tree Gully, they're lifting a few notches in the past few seconds. And it's the man who had a hot patch in that opening term. This is Brodie Latham coming up for his third.
Yeah, if there was someone who was going to lift them in the forward line, you probably would have gone with Latham or West to just pop up and do something. And yeah, Brodie Latham there just stepping up at the right time, but can he finish it off?
So big Brodie, or maybe should I say small Brodie, he's a bit of a fleet type. Latham leans back. Puts it through. Brodie Latham, that's a beautiful kick. His third on the afternoon. And that's our first goal of this third quarter. What a massive time and a massive moment in the game on the Dartfish replay. Came in, kicked through it, and Tree Gully just pushed that lead back out ever so slightly. So we've played 16 and a half minutes in this term. And it's a much needed goal for Gullies to give themselves the lead, back by 4 after Brighton took it back with that Warner special.
See who responds here from the centre bounce. Good ruck work by Book. They try and come out the back, do the Bombers. There's plenty of numbers for Tree Gully, but pushing through again was Book. That was an awesome second, third effort really from the ruckman, but now back in the hands of Tree Gully. No, it's back in the hands of Lachlan Johncock. So just up and down like the scoreboard here at the moment. So here they go again. Great tackle wrapped up by Dixon, should I say, and we're already in the Brighton 50. Can they respond?
End-to-end stuff, isn't it? This game just going back and forth. Tommy Wellsby on the bench at the moment, so who do Brighton look to here in their forward 50?
They've got options there. This one's Francis. Oh, snapped it. It's only a point though.
You would have put him down there for the goal. Francis has had a great day. He's got 2 already.
He has, but I mean, could these points come back and be handy points, or could it come back to haunt them? They can go either way.
Yeah, 3 points the gap. So we're not looking at a draw just yet, but they keep missing. And as you said, they've had about probably 4 or 5 chances this quarter. They went into half-time at 6 goals 4. So it's a 1-goal 5 quarter for Brighton. And a team that is yet to play 4 quarters on the season need to really put themselves ahead by a couple of goals just to give them that belief, you would have thought.
Yeah, and I think they also just do need that belief in general. You know, they're within a kick of Tree Gully. They've been in front, more importantly, but I think they do just need to back themselves, because they're going to need a bit of confidence going into the last quarter to play this one out.
Rivers came to meet it from the Book kick inside 50. Couldn't take the grab. Went through the fingertips. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in, and Spot on, Beck. This fourth quarter is shaping up for an absolute classic. Don't go anywhere on the Filming Footy live stream here from Brighton Oval. Thanks to Dartfish, Sportal, and all our sponsors on this Saturday afternoon. Out of the ruck. Trying to take it with him was Reed. Oh, did he get enough on it? Oh, the post is in the way. Almost got me out of my seat. The ball just didn't behave.
Ah, the old goalpost.
Should have given it the Austin Powers, but it just didn't quite behave on that occasion. So another point to Brighton's tally. This is Olsen, been mighty impressive. Kick was great. Mark, less than. Stringer handball, here they go. Gully's signature move. Oh, the flow was cut short. Someone turned the tap off. But Hyde came through and picked up his lollies after he dropped it. Going back with no eyes for the ball was Nerlich. They get stuck into him. Clear free kick, umpire right on the scene. We'll take a look on the Dartfish replay perhaps, but no eyes on the ball from Nerlich.
Oh, and just playing out behind the free kick at the moment, just a little bit of push and shove, and yeah, unfortunately, you know, in this day and age of footy, it's not enough to just run back to the contest and infringe. You know, you've got to turn yourself around, you've got to face up to the ball, you've got to make a real effort because the front on contact is just not on anymore.
So you wouldn't want it in anyone else's hands. Luke Brown from 40 out, picked himself up, shakes off the runner and says, mate, there's a goal on the line. I'm not coming off.
I'm all right.
Goodness gracious. But let's hope he's okay after the goal goes through for his sake. We'll get attended to this to push the lead out past a goal to make Brighton pay for their misses. Makes the umpire do a little dance, bit of a hot shoe shuffle across the left-hand side. And he misses to the right. So both clubs leaving a bit on the table in this third quarter. Between them, they've kicked 2 goals, 9 behinds. Brighton with 6 behinds. And Gully's with 3, a big booming 75-metre effort, Malcolm Blight style towards the outer side. And all of a sudden we're at centre half wing, or half centre wing, or the outer side wing anyway, ahead of the sponsors' signs. We find ourselves into time on, 21 minutes gone. Anyone's game. Gully's lead by 3 points. It's Jack Moore and Beck Northcott here on Filming Footy.
Well, stoppage comes. It's not going too far. I think umpire almost have to get involved again, but the ball spilled out in the end. Olsen, quick kick out, had Brown there, but just dropped a little bit short. Works with the Brighton defence now. They go long, looking for Harvey.
That kick was measured beautifully.
It was, did very well there, got the hands out to Murphy. Murphy goes into the forward line. Oh, just bounced out of his teammate's hand. He's been held there though, and the umpire saw that nicely.
Yeah, Bennett there just took a leaf out of Jake Tarker's book in that second quarter. Didn't take possession, won the free kick. Rivers it was.
Yeah, Rivers goes long, is looking for Wellesby. Wellesby tries his best. O'Loughlin, he's going to finish it off. O'Loughlin, Johncock just positioned himself at the back of the packet. Went past Wellesby. Wellesby's the first one to get around his teammate there, and we'll just watch it all play out on the Dartfish replay now. So defenders went nice and high. Wellesby created the contest and straight through O'Loughlin, Johncock, and Brighton are back in front.
Back in front, goal for goal. What else could you demand from your Saturday afternoon footy fix if you've just joined us after the Port game's wrapped up and just flicking around YouTube looking for some live streams, live footy, or they're all there, all Div 1 games right now. But I mean, if I was watching at home, I wouldn't turn this one off. 3-point game, 3-quarter time on the horizon, goal for goal. The stars of both teams lifting. O'Loughlin, Johncock rising above there. Olsen and Penny on the Tree Gully side of things. Goals for Latham, goals also on the Brighton side of things for Wellesby and Carthy. It's all the big names, the ones we came to watch, and they're all dominating today. But which team gets the 2 premiership points? We're no closer to finding out. Another inside 50, both holding each other. Umpires picked it out. They both think the umpires paid the free kick their way, but it's going the way of Brogdon, much to the chagrin of Brighton. He likes his chances here. He'll kick from the paint of 50. Not mucking around.
No.
Not wasting any time. Elliot Brogdon leans back, tumble punt, uses what he thought was a breeze. It's just died down in this third quarter. Non-existent, pretty much. And away to the right-hand side, they're closing in. 8-10, 58. Gully 8-8, 56. It's been a quarter of misses, but it's been on both sides. And the Sportal scoreboard, Brighton lead up by 2, and we've ticked past 23 and a half gone. Third quarter.
Just a real nail-biter here, and really has been all day. You're going to roll the dice here, Brighton. There couldn't be a heap of time left. Ball just does not find the hands, though. It's back in the hands of Tree Gully. Olsen goes down the line to Tape. Goes into the centre. That's a absolutely perfect kick. You'd see those hit all day at training. Oh, and great contest there in towards West, but was infringed, so the free kick will go to West. I thought it was a good defensive effort, unfortunately. I think that was by Nerlich, but...
Similar to the one we saw moments ago with the Luke Brown set shot for goal, umpire judged that didn't make contact with the ball and made contact with the player. So if that was the case, it's got to be a free kick. It did look from our angle that he might have just got a fingernail on the footy, but umpire, of course, in a better position. And again, goal for goal. 24 and a half going now. Getting carried away with the time clock. What a goal this would be for Gullies.
So West, can he just inject something for the Gullies on the real edge of three-quarter time here? Looks like he can't, and that really would have been a moment for West, I think, Jack, if he'd converted that. 2
minutes to go in this third quarter. Excellently called again by you, Beck, picking up some really good observations about timing of goals, how teams play, the structure. It's been beautiful stuff from you today here on Filming Footy, and still plenty of time in this game left. Whole quarter of footy to enjoy. Going back, intercept mark style. Taking it was Latham. It's Beck Northcott, women's footy specialist, alongside Jack Moore. Couple of rungs down the special comments ladder myself. But I'll do my best for you to keep this one short. Interesting. The two teams doing their best to make sure this one goes down. Oh, it's a sizzling kick.
Precision.
Didn't go off the ground by more than a few feet, and Lukey Brown on the lead. Looks a bit sore trying to get down. He spoke to us in the pre-game, didn't he, about how he's not a young fella anymore. He's got a couple of kids, but when he can give back to his junior club, he comes out and he plays some footy. And a little bit sore, a bit worse for him. He might need another 5 weeks off after this one.
Hey, that's all right. I think they'd be happy with his output. And, you know, I respect that he had time for, you know, two old hacks like us from Filming Footy.
I'm sure his wife wouldn't complain. Oh, slack marking. Brown just thought the angle was too cute. It was, and he gave it off to Robinson, who direct opponent there might have, just trying to see how they're on the mark, can't quite pick it up. We're directly behind this though, Jakey Robinson, the one club player, 166th game, and he's kicked 178 goals for Tree Gully. Lining up now to give them back the lead on the cusp of three-quarter time. Oh, it's a floater and a half. Get one of those in the Balfour's Pie stall back in the day.
Goodness me.
Just across the left-hand side, and well, they're coming in behinds, I guess you can say. This quarter, unbelievable. 6-4 for Brighton at half-time. They've kicked 2 goals, 6. And Tree Gully was 7-4. They've kicked 1 goal, 5. Whoever can fix the accuracy is going to win this game.
They have, and you'll hear TJ say it all the time on Between the Posts, bad kicking is bad footy. And there's another kick that went out on the full, but it'll take us to three-quarter time. Brighton, 8-10, 58, just 1 point ahead of Tree Gully, 8-9, 57. And, yeah, we saw an absolute arm wrestle of a quarter. As you said, Jack, you put it really nicely, and we've just seen more points than goals. Just inaccuracy really killing both teams here, but sets us up for an exciting final quarter.
That it does. Brighton have stormed into a 1 point lead at three-quarter time, thanks to goals from Warner and O'Loughlin Johncock in that quarter. Latham with the only goal of the term for Tree Gully. He's got 3. Luke Brown has 2. West has 3. And for Brighton, Tim Dixon with a single. Also, Carthy Francis has 2, and Wellesby has 2 first quarter goals. We are set up for a blockbuster fourth quarter. If you're here, don't go anywhere. If you know someone who's not watching, tell them to jump on right now, because this is a massive fourth quarter coming up, and we'll bring it to you next. Fourth quarter action, what a time. If you've just joined us from wherever you're watching around this planet, it's Adelaide Footy League here on Filming Footy. Thanks to our sponsors, Dartfish. This is going to be a blockbuster fourth quarter. 2 points is all that's in this game. All that stands between Tree Gully and the lead. Brighton by a point. Warner out of side Bennett, quickly inside 50. Oh, Dixon just fell a metre in front of him. And of course, we're here thanks to all our sponsors. Dartfish, Filming Footy, I mentioned them, of course. Sportal and Hahn, Farmers Leap, Archie's, Make Sure Ratify. Our goal of the week, thanks to Born to Build. Mark of the week, Bianco. Snag of the day, thanks to Jag Meatworks. Don't forget, between the posts, Monday night, Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. I'm joined by Beck Northcott. She'll be there, you'll be there, and here she is.
Yeah, look, that reminds me, I've got to get myself down to filming tomorrow. So can't forget that. Now Olsen, he's blazing away, sends it nice and long. He's only got a one-on-one to show for it down there. Getting up to it though was Loy for the Bombers, created a good contest. Still trying to handball it out, very much in dispute. Got stripped of it there, did Loy.
We saw a three-quarter time. The past players' day here at Brighton, it is absolutely packed. It's great to see past players come back and support the club, and Pride around, of course, with the women's in their senior game happening after ours. So it's a wonderful day. What they wouldn't give for a Brighton victory to lift themselves up off the bottom of the table ahead of a tough away day we've mentioned a couple of times against Port District next week. On the edge of 50, a beautiful tackle taken down. No prior. Ball up. Robinson the tackler. Beck Northcott, Jack Moore and our production crew on the Brighton balcony on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Running onto it, Zippy Mackay. Oh, he's dispossessed. And the tackle rewarded as it should be. Was it Warner? It was. Lachlan Johncock and Warner looking to wax Lyrical, but he was gone. Oh, he was caught in a daydream. Didn't see him coming, had the blinkers on. Like he was in the 5th of Morfordville. And he got run down. And Tree Gully, oh, one grab, two, needed a second bite. But he took it in. Dartfish replay, Lachlan Johncock. He's coming for you. Oh, this is the initial one. Warner gave it back to Lachlan Johncock. He was bang, there he's
second tackler.
Jake Robinson, beautiful. Here's to you, Mr. Robinson. What a tackle that was. And this is the man of the day for the Gullies, Brodie Latham. He's coming up for what would be his 4th goal, and maybe would have put his name in front for the Archie Stongs, but what do we call it? Trying to think what COVID was called now. What was it called?
Pandemic.
The pandemic. It's endemic. This missing all of a sudden. But the Sportal scoreboard, we're all tied up 3 minutes into the 4th quarter.
God, real draws are really having their moment. You know, we saw one last night. We've seen a few in the AFL. So just really making a name for themselves at the moment are the draws. But Brighton, they said, no, we don't want the draw. Here comes their first shot at goal. My goodness, we got a goal early. Was that? I think that was my boy Dixon getting himself on the scoreboard early. I've been really behind Dixon. I've been rallying behind him. I don't know if it's because I'm also interested in Charlie Dixon. You know, same sounding name. Just trying to get behind him, but he's just pulled one out of the bag, and the Brighton fans are up and about.
You are a Port supporter. I'll put that out there, Beck. He did play one SANFL game for Port back in 2021, did Tim Dixon, so I'm sure you were hanging over the fence down at Alberton for that one. But if anyone's watching back in Brisbane, he's a Jinder Lee Jr. back in the Brisbane, Queensland Footy League. So big hello to any one of the Dixons up there in Queensland. Massive goal. The crowd told you the story. They lifted out of their seats as Dixon shrugged him off and put the Bombers in front. Mackay back to the ruckman. Penny got it to Brogdon and Latham kicks it. Here he comes. Oh, he wanted to run onto it. Just needed to get down a little bit lower. Comes back in for seconds. He wasn't full. He didn't go. He didn't collect it. And the umpire's forced to throw it in. This game has sparked into life. Brighton have taken their only opportunity. So far, we saw behinds for fun in that 3rd quarter. And now boundary throw in out of side. Umpire goes to work. It was Book and Penny. What a contest that's been.
I've enjoyed it.
Crowd just got a little bit silent here. They're up by a goal. Don't want to jinx it by cheering too loud.
No.
4.5 gone, almost 5 minutes in this final quarter. It's been a game of the season so far for me, Beck. It's been one. Both teams are desperate for different reasons, of course. Gully looking to push into that top 4. Brighton, bottom of the table. 1 win coming to this. Lachlan Johncock says not today. Puts the don't argue out. There's a shot of the Brighton balcony there. It's chock-a-block up here and inside the club rooms as well. On this beautiful Saturday afternoon, it's Brighton by a goal. We've played 5 minutes on filming footy thanks to Sportle, Dartfish and Archie's.
Well, I think this balcony might erupt if Brighton can hold on to this lead as they go forward yet again, looking for that man Dixon. Just throws a handball. Then the ball gets thrown on the boot. They've got to try and lock it in here, do the Bombers. Wellesby was under chase, but it's Olsen. He's just got absolute speed. He's got agility, almost a little bit of a falcon to his teammate there, but there he is. Robinson gets it back to Olsen under a lot of pressure, but he manages to make it look so easy.
Been their best today in my book, I think, Olsen.
Done very well, but Brighton, they've got a chance to come again. In the hands to Broadbent. Broadbent puts his body on the line, does very well. The kick comes to Tarka. Been waiting for a bit of energy from him. He got a little bit of contact after he disposed of it. And there's the revenge. I think Lachlan Johncock's been holding on to that one, holding on to that resentment from getting caught holding the ball earlier. He comes and storms in and he's won the free kick in front of goal.
What a crowd lift up as well. Oh, 1, 2. The crowd could see the only person in the stadium that couldn't see it was Zach Mackay.
Yeah.
He was looking across the outer wing, thinking I've got all the time going for a lovely Saturday stroll.
Yeah.
Lachlan Johncock, rear vision mirrors. Objects may seem closer than they appear. And he got him.
Well, but the thing is, he's got to convert here. Leans back into it, and they love it off the boot. Lachlan Johncock, he's having a real moment here. He could be forgiven if he'd been, cut down by getting caught holding the ball earlier. You could see he was a little bit frustrated with himself, but, he's turned that action into a goal here, and he kicks his second of the day. And Brighton Bombers, they're 12 points in front.
As Newton said, every action must have an equal reaction.
God, you're giving me year 12 physics flashbacks.
Lachlan Johncock channeling the physics back in high school.
Yeah.
Hanging on to that grudge. Sometimes grudges are good to hang on to because they can drive you at a later period. Lachlan Johncock laying the tackle, but as you said, Beck, you've called it beautifully all day. Had to go back and slot it, and he did. Clearing some gullies. All of a sudden, they're down by a couple of goals, and they really need one. Couple of Brighton defenders here. One will shepherd, one will go get it. That kick's going to flirt with the boundary, but it's going to go! Up he went, but no time to waste. Mark of the day contender. That one's just going to flirt. Tarka. This is Brighton footy at its absolute best. Hasn't been this way all season. Can they finish it off? Drops Mark. Wellesby was there. Getting back under it. The pressure's hot in the kitchen. Needs to clear. Handball. Boundary line. Tackle. Free kick. Umpire swallowed the whistle. Coming to meet it was Higgins. Boundary line wins the day. Forget about up one notch. This game's gone off the bloody scale.
Oh, and you can hear the bodies hitting each other here. Absolute hard hits. Just guys putting their bodies on the line. Everything for the ball at the moment. This is exciting.
Commentary side, you can hear the crowd. They have absolutely lost their minds. Brighton up by a couple of goals. Tough season so far. But the structure and team plan from Brett Backwell has been spot on. As we tick towards 9 minutes, they find themselves with a 2-goal lead.
Well, it's stoppage right in front of us again. Penny just slaps it backwards. He almost got it into the hands of his midfield. Johncock, he's having a perler of a moment here in this last quarter. Couldn't quite take the mark. They weren't holding the ball. Umpire says, no, I'll have it.
Did appear like he dived on that footy. Gee, what do they call it? The noise of affirmation from the home crowd. Umpire, just the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Penny took it out the ruck, but Wellesby now almost had a little bit of a fumble. Goes once, goes twice, goes 3 times. He goes with the pass, and quite come off in the end there for Wellesby. It's like he almost had too much time to think about it, unfortunately. So
Riley Verrill getting back with that important hand, otherwise it would have been a certain goal.
it was. So Brighton, they're going to wind up again. Wellesby was still offering up another lead. Going again. Right, the ball goes nice and long, looking for Dixon. He goes up, but there was a defender at the front of the pack. Did it almost too easily.
Looks like Friday down there. He's changed numbers.
So Tree Gully just taking a little bit of the pace off it this time. They've got to have time for their attackers to get back. Only one pair sitting in that 50. At Brighton, they're getting their hands on it, but they've got to put that scoreboard pressure on. Just knowing the run of Tree Gully, I don't think 2 goals is going to be enough when there's plenty of time to go. Oh, is that a mark? No, it's gone out of bounds. So it'll be a stoppage on the far wing, almost centre of the ground.
Called it well all day, Beck. Tree Gully finished strong in fourth quarters. They kicked 3 goals to zip last week in the fourth. And before that, 6 goals to 1 against St. Peter's.
Oof.
So we're still early on in this term. Ticked 11 minutes, not quite halfway. So Gullies can get away from you fast. Inside 50, Brighton have got to be on their guard. That is all the experience in one marking contest. Luke Brown, take a bow. Did it beautifully.
He just makes it look so easy, and you can talk about his experience all you like, but it's really just seeing moments like that where it shines through. He just makes it look like simple stuff. You know, oh, just ended up here, just ended up in my hands. It was, all too easy.
So Brown from more or less directly in front, pretty much to bring Tree Gully back in this game. You'd back him in from here. Deathly silence around Brighton Recreation Reserve as they just edge towards the back of their seat and cross their arms again. The big bumper crowd in. Brown puts it through, and Mr. Brown's boys, they're back to within a goal. The margin just doesn't want to blow out, does it? It just keeps coming back. It's a yo-yo affair on the Dartfish replay. The Sportal scoreboard, Brighton 10-10-70, the Gullies 9-10-64. We're going all the way to the wire.
Well, we are, and it's been close all day, and yeah, we've said it before. We probably didn't expect things to be this way, but I think the pressure is on Brighton now to just hold on to this lead or put some more scores on, because guys like this laying the tackle now, Chris Olsen, they're not going to go down without a fight, the Gullies. They're trying to, keep in touch with those top 3 sides. They don't want to become a bottom 5 side. They want to prove that they're a top 5 side. Umpire says too high. It's going against Brighton. So
Yeah, Ruckman in there, Penny. Just got it around the neck in the ruck contest.
Well, you've got to do a lot of work to get it around the neck of a ruckman as well. So, here's Olsen. He's ready to have his moment. He got it out to Asprey, but he'll just finish off with a behind. But is that a handy point?
Another goal to Gullies, and it will be. And you'll be a medium-type crystal ball operator, Beck, if that comes to fruition. You've called it the handy point. Oh, we can share the gig. I'll give you your share of the cash after the game. Coming out of the back pocket though now, plenty. This is for Brighton, out of full-back from the behind kick in, off the fist and spoiled away on the outer side. Gee, what a beautiful afternoon it's been here at Brighton Sports and Recreation Reserve. Not too late to come down and join us. 13.5, 14 minutes gone if you're in the area. It's going to be a party here if the Bombers can get up, but there's still plenty of time. Tree Gully not going away without a fight. Prelim finalists last year, Gullies. They know how to win the big moments. Can they win the moments here? Moments make matches. Picking it up, going left, putting the indicator on and setting sail for goal, if you don't mind.
Wowee.
They're back in front. They simply do not go away. What a kick from Cody Tate. Picked it up, assessed it within milliseconds. Eyes in the back of his head, just pierced it through from 51 out. And Beck Northcott called it beautifully, a handy behind moments ago. Gully's up by a point, 14.5 gone. Sportal and Hahn scoreboard. We're here on Filming Footy thanks to the Adelaide Footy League, Dartfish and Archies.
I was just wrapped up in that dartfish replay there. That goal was absolutely elite from Tate. 50-metre goal, aided by some good shepherding from a teammate in the goal square. So they've got to respond here, the Bombers. The handball comes out to Bennett. Bennett sends it long. It's a 2-on-1 in the 50 though. He's got to make a contest there. Dixon wasn't able to. They go wide now. Back to the goal kicker in Tate.
So Machota has sent that loose man back into the back 50. So 15 minutes gone. Is it too early to try to save the game with that tactic? We'll find out.
Have to wait and see, but they're starting to look a bit dangerous now, Tree Gully. They've been threatening this in sort of moments all day to just get into that gear that we know they've got. They've been held well by the Bombers. Chalmers sends it to one-on-one. Oh, well played by Harvey. Had a one-on-one with Mackay and just did really well to get himself to the right spot. He's looking for Wellesby. Wellesby was well held by Personos.
Shane Harvey, what a mark down here. Beautifully done. Had to hold it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Gullies were going back the other way. Well called, Beck.
There's some real pressure moments here. It's going to take the real stars of these teams to step up if they want to win this game. Stoppage comes. Almost both rucks getting hands to it. Chalmers was over the ball, got wrapped up. Nice strong tackle by White. Another stoppage. Good top work by Brooke. Kicks it in the 50, but again they've got those numbers back, but it dribbles past Tape. The kick goes into the 50. There is McInerney. He makes a contest there. Wellesby tries to put pressure on. The pressure's still coming. McInerney again, almost misses the tackle in the end, put a bit of pressure on. They're going to come again, Brighton. They have to score here. Not going to be well to just sit behind. They've got to do something with it. Twist and turn from Murphy. Got it to Chalmers. He's run pretty far there, so he throws it on the boot. Dixon's there. Oh, the ball drops through the defender's hands. What are they going to do here? John Clark, strong tackle. Crowd wanted ball. Tree Gully hears no whistle, so they carry on. Ball goes in the direction of Tate. He is a bit far out to score for me this time. I mean, he did kick a long bomb last time, Jack.
World record type stuff in the half back. That non-call from the umpire, I want to give some credit to umpire Dennis Sester there. The player had no prior opportunity, and on that occasion, all the player has to do is make an attempt. The ball can miss his hand, the ball can miss his boot. As long as he makes an attempt, he did just that. So play on was the correct call. When we see fourth quarter, the heat in the game, umpires making decisions at crucial times can aggravate fans, but as long as they're the right decision,
that's it.
I think footy fans are okay with that. So Brighton find themselves down by a point. Dare I say, this time last year they won this game by 5 points, and they're one straight kick away from that margin now. Off half back, umpire had a good view of some downfield contact. Harvey took it to Murphy. He messes one up and he finds Beck Northcott's man. It's Timmy Dixon. This will be a tough angle for Timmy though.
He got put on his head there as well. Did a little bit of a circus trick at the end as well. Good to see the umpire helping up the defender as well. Just nice act of sportsmanship all round.
Love to see it. So Tim Dixon, the biggest kick of Brighton's season, it's safe to say here. Odds are against him from a tough pocket. But they jog off the training track having pot shots from here. Surely Dixon not going to score. Teeth of goals. Who's there? Who's first to the ball? Reading it off hands. Sokataka. Oh, it's spoiled in the last line. Hands up everywhere. Get it through. Where's the goalkeeper? Off hands all the way through for a point. And scores level as we hit 19 minutes. Check your pacemakers. Put the blood pressure machine on. Take your medication. It's a 71 apiece ball game as we tick past 19 minutes, fourth quarter.
Oh, my heart rate is racing. I'm up to 94 here at the moment on the old watch. In the hands of Broadbent. Umpire says he was wrapped up, which he certainly was.
What a goal line scramble from Gullies down there. They had about 4 or 5 goalkeepers just trying to get their hands up. Couple of snaps, but straight into a midst of bodies.
God, stressing me out here. Oh, great work there from Higgins. They go forward again. Oh, a bit of high contact there maybe. Umpire was as well. Wellsby, he's found himself on his own, and he's had a real tight matchup all day, so he's finally managed to break free for a second there in all the commotion, but he's got a massive kick ahead of him.
Yeah, Dartfish replay if we can get it. I'm not sure we will, but that centering kick, I mean, he had every right to take a shot from there, pushed against the boundary, out of the corner of his eye, peripheral vision, elite to find Wellsby. And the crowd will tell you the story, Beck.
Silence. A point will put them in front, but they prefer a goal. Unfortunately, it's gone with the behind. As I said, it has put them in front. Maybe they're in control of the handy point now. Who knows if they can lock it in here, the old 7-point play, Jack.
It could be a set play out of Brett Backwell's notebook, but that handball goes as far as the kick. It's well done by Martin. Coming up to meet it, took him on. Must kick. Did it, bounces up, waiting for it. The hospital bounce of that famously shaped Sharon. And Tyson Breeden wore all of the tackle from the captain, Carthy. Smack bang in the middle of his back. Carthy resets, Ruckman reset. Tap over the back, Chalmers went in third up. And a lovely tap back from Book as well to affect the clearance, but none doing. Take a deep breath, 21 gone. Umpire just pausing the clock and getting us all to breathe here.
I need it.
72-71. Bombers by a point, 21 and a half gone. Can't be more than 5 minutes left in this one. A few goals each in this quarter. Mark that if you can. Broadbent had first rights. And then no attempts on the base of that pack. You take possession and you have to at least make an attempt when the ball is held to you. Scotty Nerlich didn't, umpire right there. So down on the boundary line now, it's just going inside a little bit. Rivers had one hand, couldn't take it, the veteran. Over the shoulder, umpire in the perfect spot. For me, the umpires have been bang on in this quarter.
Yeah.
Trying to let the players win the game themselves, but just paying the free kicks that need to be paid. Half back. That kick's nothing to write home about. It's going to fall nicely. Tarker almost made it look good, and Wellsby escorted in front of the bench by Jaden Martin. 22 gone. Brighton by that solitary point on the Sportle and Hans scoreboard. We're here, of course, thanks to Dartfish and Archie's.
The stoppage comes. Penny gets it somehow out the back to Olsen. You can't tell me they haven't practiced that before. The ball just goes on absolute right angles there. Spinning through is Higgins. Goodness me, that was beautiful to watch. He unfortunately kicked into a bit of a 2-on-1 from Francis, but it'll come back to Warner. He was in looking for Tarker. So had a few sort of almost moments there for Brighton where they could have finished it off. They are in the lead, but just by the single point, they really got to lock it in here in the 50 and finish off with a goal.
Centimetres in it, it's just that metre, that little, measuring it back or front of contest. Whoever's cleaner here, they're going to secure the win for their side.
They are handball. Quick one comes out the back. Player was wrapped up straight away. Second tackler came in to grab Warner just for extra effect.
23 minutes gone. Can't be too long left in this one.
No, not at all. Another stoppage. Players just throwing themselves at the ball at this point. Gonna have another stoppage here. We'll see if you can break it through here, Jack, because I certainly can't.
See if I can get some score on the board. Brighton hope I am a good luck charm in this forward 50 entry. Throwing up. Oh, the time is now to have your moment. Who is it going to be? Wellsby tackles. Locks it in the area. It's going nowhere. 30 out. Directly in front. Goal here. 24 gone. You have to say you might secure the premiership points, and Brighton desperately need a win. They sit bottom of the Footy League table here in Div 1, but Gullies, they're not without a shout. Famous last quarter fast finishes. Warner took him on, found himself on a treadmill. But the class to get it out, and the kick found Bennett. Who can he find? Looks up, full of the ball. Who wants it? Going back Friday. Oh, that's a massive mark. Saving the game. Plenty of time, but he's turned it over as he. Olsen claims it. Clear hands from the Brighton player.
Oh, dear.
Should be a ball up, is a ball up. 24 and a half gone, almost 25. Only a couple of minutes left. If you're not on the edge of your seat, you're not alive. This is what we all come to the footy for, a close encounter, both sides. Tree Gully have one last roll of the dice. Intercepted. And going back the other way, here's Warner. Timekeeper's shouting down to the bench. 1 minute on the clock. So Tree Gully need a turnover and a quick clearance going the other way. It's in the wrong hands for them though. It's in black and yellow hands. Wellesby, smart kick, lead towards the pocket, kill it. Kill more time. We're under a minute remaining in this one, and Brighton lead by a point.
Oh, goodness me. I'm getting out of breath here. Just the heart's going, it's racing. The stoppage is inside 50. They could afford to just knock it through even for a point here at the moment, just to get the kick in. Here it comes. Kick came out, only went as far as Martin. They go long now, Tree Gully, but they're set up so well behind the ball as they have been all day. Rivers, an experienced head, he's got his hands on the ball. He knows what he's got to do now. I don't mind it, act like you're having a shot for goal. Almost gets it to Warner. Warner's marks on 50. You can see the runner out there just with the hand saying, calm it down, calm it down. We know there's under a minute here. Brighton, they lead by a point. Warner, he's taking the Ben Brown style run up and say, well, I can have a shot from 51. And he doesn't even have to. He's going to anyway. They've won it by a point. He's going to have to launch it from about 55 metres. And it was going nowhere near it. But my God, the Brighton Bombers 10-12-72 have defeated Tree Gully at 10-11-71 by 1 point.
That is a famous win if you're of the Brighton Bombers colours and faithful, and the crowd just told you the story, and that siren went. They lifted as one on past Players' Day and Pride round, and the women are still to come as well as a main event this afternoon. A big day for the club and a big win. That's a massive win because now it lifts them above 10th, go to about 9th or 8th, barring other results. We'll check on those for you very shortly here on Filming Footy as the umpires congregate and leave the ground. They were pretty good, I thought, today, Beck. But Brighton, that's a famous win for the season. Really sets themselves up, a 4-quarter effort finally for the Bombers.
Yeah, look, that's what we were asking for, and it seemed like before the game that their hopes of getting anywhere near this game was zero. But they came in, they just threw everything that they had at this game. They were challenged, they still kept going, and just did really well to come through with the win.
Sensational effort. Let's recap those goals thanks to our goal sponsors, of course, our Goal of the Week sponsor, Born to Build, prize given to us by the Wakefield Sports Clinic. So those goals again on the Tree Gully side of things. Latham had 3 for the day, Lukey Brown with 3 as well, and West with 3. So 9 goals from 3 players. They'll be pretty happy with that, and Tape chipped in with the last goal of the day for the Gullies. But it's all about Brighton on their side of the spectrum. Dixon, Beck's man, he had a couple. Wellesby kicked a couple in that first quarter, was held pretty quiet in the rest of the game, but where he stopped, Lachlan Johncock picked up the slack in that second half with 2 goals of his own. Warner with a classic. Jackie Francis might in fact win our goal of the day. 1 kilo of sausages thanks to Jag Meatworks. We'll give that to him after the game. And you can check up on that on Between the Posts. The fans are happy, and listen to this. They are ecstatic as the Brighton boys leave the field.
Yeah, there's absolute numbers on the balcony, and players are all clapping up towards the balcony. I thought they were clapping us for a really great broadcast, but
I'm sure they're including us in their applause. Richly deserved. You at least, for sure. I'm not sure about myself.
Jack, you've been elite.
Our production team has done a fantastic job. Full match wrap-up coming up right now. This is great to see, Beth, the women playing a main event after the men's, and the one club mentality really supporting the troops, the girls, as they come out to play their senior match. Undefeated, of course. We've mentioned that a few times. And, gee, it would be great if they could go back-to-back with a couple of senior wins for the Bombers. But they're going to party long into the night. A look ahead to next week for Brighton. It's an away trip to Port District ahead of a home match against Broadview. They backed themselves in that Broadview game, so if they can pinch one at Port, put together another 4-quarter effort, who knows? After that, Glenunga and then Prince Alfred, Golden Grove. I'm looking for an easy match. Then I remember there's no easy match in Div 1 footy because every single team has the right to be in this division. And if we have a look on the Tree Gully side of things, a big home match against Broadview. In fact, 3 home matches coming up back to back to back. You rarely see that. Broadview, Golden Grove and Sacred Heart, they'll look to get back on the winning ledger. We take you into our commentary position here on the Brighton balcony, but what a performance for Brighton, but Gullies can still hold their heads high, of course, as well.
Yeah, they can, but I think, yeah, all the credits today go towards Brighton, you know, real backs against the wall type stuff. I mean, they're sitting, you know, firmly in that relegation zone at the moment, and, you know, they want to stay in Div 1, stay up and play this real competitive football, and, yeah, a lot of people probably would have written them off before this game, but they've really proved themselves, and I think proved that they've got the talent there, they've got the talent available on any given day to put away a side.
Definitely. Beck, I can't sum it up better than that. You have summed it up beautifully all day with your commentary and special comments. The insight we get here on Filming Footy from experts who know their stuff is second to none. I'm not going to spoil any of the other Div 1 results because you can jump across to those streams right now. I will tell you that every single game was pretty tight at half-time, so check out all the fourth quarter on Filming Footy YouTube. Let's say a very special thank you to all our sponsors once again. Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, the Adelaide Footy League as a whole entity, of course, our scoreboard sponsors Sporto and Hahn, Filming Footy, Footy Stats, Dartfish, Farmers Leap, our best on ground, of course, picks themselves up a pair of the Archie's thongs. There they are. Very supportive footwear. Beck, not sure if you got a pair of those. They are brilliant.
They're the best.
I love them. And a Dartfish beanie as well. Our Goal of the Week brought to you by Born to Build, and Mark of the Week brought to you by Bianco. You can see those on the Between the Posts with host Tom Javor, and our own Beck Northcott, of course, appears on that to sum up the women's division weekly as well. I think we've covered it all off as the women are about to start their game, but we have been treated to a spectacle in our main game this afternoon, and Brighton, they'll party long into the night, Beck, I dare say.
This balcony will be shaking in a few hours, I reckon.
So as we sign off from Brighton Sports and Recreation Reserve, a big thank you to our production team behind the scenes, our camera operators and producers, and everyone in the back end as well. Jack Moore and Beck Northcott will take a bit of a discussion and sort out those 3-2-1 votes. The only place you can catch those is on Between the Posts on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook site. What a game we had, though. In the end, it was the Bombers getting their much-needed second win of the season by 1 point. We'll see you next week on Filming Footy. Take it easy.